think there was something wrong there. Hello! Welcome. Welcome to my stream. Those of you who are tuning in early, I appreciate y'all very much for joining. We're going to be getting started on some debates. We're going to do some live debates. Oh, I'm getting a message. Hold on. Let's take a look here. All right. Okay. Well. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm still stuck on this part in Meridia. I don't know how to get to the mini-boss in Meridia. I don't remember. Supposed to. Hold on. How to get the space jump. Huh. Hmm. Apparently there's like a big area that I'm supposed to go through. Hard to say. Alright, I'm just going to go to the left and hopefully we get lucky. We're going to start our debates roughly at about 6:30 or so. 6:30. 6:30. Let's take a look here. You know what? Might as well start up the stage. Might as well, right? Why can't I start the stage? Hold on. Can I just start the event? Start event. Yep, sure can. Starting the event. Just gonna start the event easy, quickly. Alright, let me close out of Discord real quick and reopen it. There we go. That should do something. Look at you, Daniel. You know, you don't have to show up this early, buddy.
I don't know. I just saw you here. You just came.
You don't
This
gotta
is like
show
a
up this
reflex. Dude, it's like a reflex. I
The
swear to
reflex,
fucking
you
God.
see me up here and you're just like, gotta get there.
Yeah.
Gotta get there.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like once like this time of the night comes, it's like I'm in another channel, like
Yeah.
probably having fun and debating other people. And then whenever I see, oh, it's live now, it's like boom, I just jump in.
Yeah. You do get a notification that it's live?
No, but I see it. It's like
That's
I have it on my
interesting.
second
No, because
monitor.
like it gives you an option when you start
no,
the event
I,
saying, "Oh, you let everybody know that it's live." Like basically, everyone who hit that they're interested should get a notification.
But I didn't. That's the thing.
That's weird. That's weird. We gotta figure.
Yeah,
that out.
I never hit that I'm interested in that. You know.
What?
So that's why I don't
Sure you
get.
did.
So no, I didn't.
You never hit that you're interested. So if I pull that up, you're not gonna see that. I'm not gonna see that.
Yeah, I'm probably not there. Yes.
No way.
Yes way.
I'm pulling it up.
Okay, look it up.
I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on, give me a sec. Let's see here. Basically the only reason why I started the stage early was specifically to just start gathering an audience. And then of course we'll start the debates starting at 6:30. But let me take a look here.
I shouldn't be there.
$79 people interested. I'm waiting for it to load because it takes a while for it to... All right. You're really not there? You're not there. Holy crap. That's
Told
wild.
you.
Why are you not interested? My co-host isn't interested.
I don't know. So it's like I usually don't press those things, even if I'm interested. I just remember them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So was I ever late? No. No.
That's wild, bro. That's
Right?
wild.
That's the thing.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I'm trying to figure out where I need to go in Meridia. I don't know if you have any of my streams up. I'm up on Twitch. I'm up on YouTube.
Hey,
and
you're
I'm
doing
on,
Twitch now yet?
I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Or X.
Twitter?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So the reason why we do Twitter is for the plain reason that this will definitely attract haters.
Oh yeah, that's
It is a
that's true.
guarantee
That is
to attract haters, and this will, of course, increase engagement. Right? It is strictly, yeah. I mean, it's strictly a very cold calculus. Is what I've applied. So
okay, so if you're on Twitch too, I'm going to watch you on Twitch too. I'm gonna
Hell,
be there
hey.
on Twitch too. God damn it.
Dial said,
Okay, don't make me do that on fucking Twitter though.
"Why? I can't. You don't want to follow me on Twitter?
No, I don't.
What's wrong with Twitter?
Oh no. It's like I only use Twitter for work things, and
I see.
Yeah.
I see. You use Twitter for work?
yep.
How does that work?
Well, not gonna tell you.
Does it work well?
Yeah, let's see. 1stAmender. Yes, you are live on Twitch. Holy fucking shit.
Sure am. I'm on
God
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, the whole kit and caboodle. There I am. I'm multi-streaming. Baby.
What's next? Like Rumble. Oh, God
They're
damn
gonna
it.
show up on Rumble.
I mean, that's where you get the haters from, dude. I'm telling you. It's like you just go on fucking Rumble.
That is
it's
very
full of
true.
haters.
That is very true. I just realized that when I close out of Microsoft Teams, it stays open. And I am now going to find the setting where that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
What?
You don't want people to know what you're doing.
No, I'm like, I
Why are you
literally-
afraid of?
if I hit the X, I don't know what
Yeah.
software developer, some asshole software developer, they were like, hey, I got an idea. Let's make the
What
X
if it stays
not,
open?
yeah, what if it stays open even after hitting the X? That is one of the
that's like
dumbest
200 IQ move.
That is one of
right?
the dumbest. Well, okay, I know what it is, right? That wasn't a program. A programmer didn't come up with that idea. That was a marketing manager.
Yeah, probably.
I bet you we could collect more meta analytics. Hey, what's a meta analytics again? I bet you we could
I
collect
never
more of that
understood
stuff
these people.
if we just leave the program open. Bro,
Yeah, that's as I said, 200 IQ move. Come on,
that's
works.
very frustrating, I'd have to say. Very, very frustrating.
It is. It is.
Like if I
I can
close
get on
out of
board
it,
with that.
yeah, that's another that's another thing. Discord doesn't close if you hit the X. However, there is an option where if you hit the X, there's an option that if you have this on, you hit the X, it does close out of the program. But I just don't understand why that shouldn't be just default, right? Like back in my day,
but for Discord, there's a reason
no,
why it does it.
no. Bring
For
back
Discord,
No, I'm saying bring back the idea that when you hit the X, that
Oh, yeah,
shit's
yeah.
gone, bro.
Yeah.
You hit the X, right? That should be the equivalent of an Alt F4. Like what?
okay.
You
okay.
hit the X.
I'm going to
You're
defend. I'm
closed
going to
out.
defend. I'm going to defend the Discord X thing.
It's-
Okay. So the reason I'm gonna tell you, look, and this is one, and it's probably just me.
Is it
doing
because you're
this, okay? But
accidentally hitting the
I
X?
have Discord. No. I'm gonna tell you why it's easier. Okay. So look, just be with me for a second. Okay. Just bear with me. So I have Discord on my second monitor. That's on my right, and it's full screen. Okay. So Discord is full screen. Every time I want to just quickly close it, my mouse just goes up to the right, and I just press, and
Yeah,
it automatically goes above the X that closes the Discord.
but
You get me? So
it
it is-
automatically
for
what?
me, it is easier. No. So it's like I have it on my second monitor, right? So if I just want to close Discord to see what's behind it, right?
Uh-huh.
On like the desktop, right? I just get my mouse. I don't need to go to the minimize, right? That's like, oh, I need to get on the minimize. I just get my mouse on the upper right corner and just press it, and automatically it just closes Discord so I can see what's underneath.
No. See, here's the problem, right? You're mistaking X for minimize.
Yeah, kinda.
Why not
Because
just-
it does work like that.
Why not just
right?
hit the
Like a
minimize?
minimizing.
Yeah, I mean, like the functionality is all there. It's so stupid.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
saying it's super smart, okay? But
I
it's
hate
like
it.
for me. No, I get it.
I hate it.
And I
I'm
understand
so
why
upset.
it can get frustrating, yeah.
Bring
Especially
back.
since a lot of other people just took this to like another level of stupidity, like in Microsoft Teams.
I'm saying like we need to bring back the sanctity, of the X button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're
Yeah.
hitting X, bro. You hit X, it's gone. It's gone.
Just deal with it, yeah.
Like, bro, like it shouldn't be a thing. I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight everybody on this.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand the whole thing. It is what it is.
In other news, I am still lost in Meridia in this game. I don't know if you're watching me.
Yeah, I'm watching you. I'm
Play
watching you
this.
on Twitch, by the way.
Oh, how do you like it? Is it better on Twitch?
I think there's lower. What's it called? I don't know which one has like a bigger delay.
Oh, okay.
Twitch
Yeah,
or-
yeah. No clue. No clue.
No clue either. Okay, so I need to. Oh man, how do I tell?
Open both up.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I need to. Okay, I need to bring one onto the other screen,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna watch them in the parallel to see exactly which one is. Okay, so YouTube is actually closer to reality than Twitch.
Is it?
Yep. There's a bigger delay for me, at least,
Yeah. Who knows?
on Twitch. I mean, I use these things for work too, and again, from my work experience, YouTube has a lower delay than Twitch.
I wonder why.
I don't
mean,
know,
aren't
because
they
also it's like you can
Both like
set it up.
California-based companies. Like,
Yeah, maybe, but they're like different in the way they're dealing with the things.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, in the background, because even on Twitch, for example, I know you can have like this thing where you're kind of like you say you're like your real time when you're setting up the whole thing, but it's never on real time, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird sometimes, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
I'm ripping my hair out with this game.
I mean, you can always go and see like what's it called, like a walkthrough,
All right.
like a full map.
I think I. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then
Oh,
we're
and you
gonna-
have more of those. And yeah, okay. No, oh my God! Okay, I'm back. I'm a bit delayed, right? So I just so you're almost missing the grip. Oh God
This
damn
is
it!
not where I need to be. I don't know how to. I unironically don't know how to get to this mini boss. Wait a minute. Hold on
Can
a
you
second.
scroll up those things? Or?
All right. Hold on. I think. Hold on here. I'll stream it on Discord so you can see what I'm doing. Without delay, of course. Without the delay.
Yeah.
So like,
Let's see.
like I'm supposed to. I think there's got to be something over here. In fact, it's gotta. No, nothing. Really?
Oh wait.
Nothing?
Okay. Oh, so you can see like
Yeah, you can
invisible
see,
shit
yeah.
with that one.
Yeah.
Ah. Can you look on the other side? Maybe.
No fucking way. There's nothing here. I don't.
Look on the
believe it.
other. Look on the left. Look on the left.
Anyway, if you're
Maybe there's
just
something on the
joining
left.
in, you're in early, guys. Just FYI, you're in early. We are planning on doing actual debates. Just hang out for a bit, and you'll see it. People will be here. Hang tight. I could have sworn there should have been something here. There's not. Hold on.
Now, where is the boss though?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Don't you have like a wiki for it? You should probably have a wiki
Oh my god.
for
All
Metroid.
right, hold on.
Which one is this one? Metroid.
Wait.
Which,
Wait. Oh, you see that?
Oh yes. Okay. Okay.
I think I found it. That.
Yep. I think this is
I
it.
think that's it. Yeah. There should be a save spot right underneath. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
And you could
Should
use
be-
again the
little
right.
bomb right there. There should be a safe spot. 2, 3, 4, 5.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's the save?
Now I'm not
Yeah.
stuck. Now I'm not stuck. Now I got stuff to do.
That's nice.
My goodness.
I'm imagining like these fucking games. Dude, I remember how it was back in the day where you couldn't like go online and check for these things.
Oh yeah, and you're just
If you were
stuck. Yeah, no.
stuck, you're just stuck.
That's
Like,
well, no, you
whatever.
would get Nintendo Power.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Nintendo Power is?
Dude, that was an American thing.
Get the
probably.
power, Nintendo Power. No, all right.
That's an American thing, probably.
Yeah, yeah. There was a magazine that you could get, and the magazine was made by Nintendo, and what it would do is it gave you like guides and stuff.
Ah, okay.
You know, it told you
I mean,
like, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
smart of them.
Yeah, it usually gave. Yeah, I mean, dude, they made so much money like giving people like guides to the game. One thing to point out was my cat is in the way. I physically can't see the game.
That helps.
Yeah, one of the things that they would do, right? They would sell you. They had like 40 cents a minute guides that you could buy. Like it was like a phone call. I'm not making this up.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that at
Yeah.
one point. Yeah.
They're like stuck. Call 1-8 blah blah blah. You know to. Could you imagine how much money you would
but I
like
saw
rack
that.
up?
I saw like I don't know exactly for what game it was, but I remember seeing like there was like this TV news, right, about Nintendo and about these guides, and literally somebody just called and asked, okay, what do I do in this area? And there was like this guy that was just taking them through the whole thing.
How
and what they
wild
should
is
do.
that?
And I was like,
How
what
wild
the fuck
is
is
that?
that, man? I mean, it's a different era, man. It's a different era.
For sure,
you.
man. For sure.
I mean, we're so fucking blessed today that we have like
Yeah,
all
just have it,
all
the
these things
internet.
that
Yeah.
exactly.
I think the first game that I played where like I was able to go online and just get a guide for, and I was amazed with, right? It was a Majora's Mask. I was like, how the hell do I get this mask? I just had no idea how to get a stupid mask, you know? And it just, bro, what is this fucking, okay, all right, come on. I'm supposed to go fast and go up, but I don't know how to do that. Maybe, hold on, maybe, just maybe, baby. Nope.
Oh.
Nope. My hypothesis is not good. I'm supposed to.
But I think it's here.
Wait a minute.
Right? In the nook.
All right, so there's
It's up.
This is speed. This is speed. Okay, that means I could do some speedy stuff down here. As long as I reach up here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the tricks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. I'm going to show you the tricks. What?
Oh, wow.
Now
Okay.
we're talking.
That's fucking nice.
Now we're cooking. Now you're cooking with portals.
Cooking with portals. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, no. I got to do that again.
Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Now we know how to do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's do an analysis. Okay, it's just the one. No, wait.
Dude, what?
I
Did you do that?
mispressed. What do you want? I mispressed. I'm an idiot. I mispressed. I deserve the short bus.
The short bus.
Do you know what that is?
Oh,
The
God,
short bus?
I know. You're the one
Okay.
telling me about it.
That's
Yeah,
so
you're
funny,
the first
man.
to tell me about the short bus. Yes.
There's so much like America-centric stuff that you just kind of would assume. Like, oh, that's
yeah, but that's true for
synonymous.
every society. Yeah, that's true for every
I
society
suppose
because
so.
everybody has like their
The short bus.
shorthand for the shorthand for certain things, right? Also, there's probably like a short bus equivalent in every country.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
All right. I need to save because I don't want to do that again. And I guarantee you I have to fight a boss. I guarantee you.
Probably.
So we're just going to say, because I'm not at max energy. You could see that right there. Not being max energy. Well, that's no bueno. But we're gonna do our best. I heard.
You got this.
This is really fine. FYI, I want to let you know, wall jumping, that is very finicky. It was always finicky. Like, you're very...
Especially in this old games, it is, yeah.
Yeah, like they really... Well, they were just like, all right, we want to make it feel like that it's like a skill to wall jump properly. And yes, that is exactly
yeah,
what it
but then
like.
they also put like a billion of them, you know? So it's like, really good.
This is good health. This is good health.
Oh wait, you're getting health from them.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, you're full energy. There you go.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So that's... What about ammo? We getting ammo? I think we're good on ammo. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh boy. Well, come on. Come on. Come on.
What are you doing?
Trying to get out.
Oh. You can't?
No.
You say so.
All right, hold on. What's here? Really?
Apparently nothing.
Nothing?
Fucking dead over there.
That's bullshit. I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
It's the deep state trying to fuck with you.
What? Are you serious? By the way, welcome y'all for joining the audience. We will be starting shortly. This is the pre-game hour. We should be started...
Pre-game.
Yeah, we should be started at 6:30. We got about 8 minutes. But let's take a look here. So, fuck. You're telling me there's nothing here. I don't believe it.
Good.
I don't believe it.
That's what it says there. What do you mean?
All right.
You need to trust the system.
No, I don't trust... Shit, I really need to trust the system.
Yeah.
Where is it? There's something here. You're telling me that there's this entire spot and nothing.
Yep.
No, bullshit. I don't believe you.
It is just to get yourself some life, energy,
no,
ammo.
No, bullshit. Really? I can't keep going? No, I don't believe it. All right.
I don't know, man. What to tell you?
Shut up.
Apparently, there's nothing there.
Yeah, there freaking is. There has to be. Why would there be nothing?
It's only those things and Bigfoot. Come on.
We're gonna introduce with that. We're gonna introduce with that because it's a fabulous conversation. Where the fuck? That's. I think we got to go up. Yeah, I think we got to go up. I went down, but really I need to be going up.
I'm telling you, it's like you should just.
There's
get
nothing
like a
there.
map.
There really is nothing there. It's just.
Get a map. Get a map.
Get a map of what?
Like of the whole thing.
How do you have a map of the whole thing? Where? Find it. Find
online.
it. Find
like,
it. I would love
what
it.
Metroid? What Metroid is this thing?
Super
Fucking
Metroid.
Super Metroid. Okay.
Yeah.
Interactive map. Okay. Let's see if somebody made it. Okay, Super Metroid interactive map. Holy fucking shit! I just got it from the jump. God damn it! God damn. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the side chat. There you fucking go. You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
It's so hard. So hard. Dude, next week I'm gonna teach you how to Google.
All right,
stuff.
I know exactly where to go. Yeah, I actually did not type interactive map. I just typed map, and it just would never give me the full thing.
That's the difference between an actual gamer and somebody that pretends to be a gamer.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so yes, you did in fact just guide me exactly where I need to be going. So there's that. Look at these.
That's a pretty fucking big map.
Look at these fake ass Metroids. That's a fake
Actually,
ass
thinking about
Metroid.
how fucking old this game is, like the map is huge.
Oh, it's a great game, man. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
classic.
I mean, the
Sadly,
Metroid
it's
is Metroid.
sadly it's not that long. I wish it was longer. You know what I should play? You know what I should play? Should I play like what's it called? Crap. What's the name of it?
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you should play.
What?
Exactly what you should play.
All right.
Okay. So I don't know if you like RPGs. But,
I love RPGs.
Probably you do like RPGs. Okay.
I love
so
RPGs.
You need to play Gothic 1.
Oh, never
and
played
then
that.
Gothic 2.
Never played
Okay.
it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, we got a boss fight. Let's do this.
Here is the boss. Okay. Ooh. Anaconda.
I gotta hit his head. What?
Apparently.
Yeah, only its head. Fuck. He's gotta go. Yeah. In fact, let's get the supers out. Getting the supers. Shit.
And I'm assuming the body is kind of helping him not get shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, and he gets faster.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, it gets redder.
and he gets
faster.
redder, and faster.
Oh my god, the whole fucking
Oh my god!
shit.
Oh my god!
Well, good fucking luck.
Ah! Come on! No! It's gotta go! Oh, come on! Alright, we're out of those. Oh, there you go. No problem.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was easy.
What was I worried about? I was worried
That
about
was
nothing.
fucking easy. Yeah. I mean, he's a fast boy, but he dies fast.
That was
still.
pretty easy, yeah. Looks like it is currently 6:28. What do you think we just start with the debates? What do you think? Do we just get started right now?
Yeah, I mean, up to you. Your show.
Hmm.
I'm just here to sidekick.
Let me get my notepad up. Okay. So it looks like we do have a contestant right at the get-go. Fabulous, actually, if you think about it.
Yep.
It looks like we have somebody who would like to debate non-Euclidean dog. So give me 1 second. Non-Euclidean dog, you are being requested to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you, Amender?
Good.
Yeah, you have a good holiday?
I sure did. How about yourself?
I can't complain. So what's the topic? Is there a topic, or do you want me to come with one?
Yeah, this is the show where we basically just have any debate you like. You can present whatever topic you want.
Okay.
Prepared, unprepared, don't matter. And if you can't come up with one, right, you can always look at my hot takes list where I have a series of hot takes that if you want to discuss, we can do that.
Okay. So I know I've talked to you a little bit before about doing some field reporting for you. I know you didn't take it too seriously, but I do actually. You brought up Bigfoot earlier today. I thought it was kind of funny. I know a guy who actually has claimed to have seen a Bigfoot, and I'm here with him now.
Okay, hold on. So real quick. Okay, I'm gonna give a little backstory because this happened earlier today. For anybody who's not aware, basically, I had a discussion where I said, okay, it's ridiculous. People, they always come up with some ideas that are antithetical to reality, right? And it's like if you just use a little bit of critical thinking, all of a sudden it goes away, it erodes. And so a good example that I use is Bigfoot. And the problem with Bigfoot is, I always hear people like, oh, well, I saw this. There was that, I got this footprint, this, that, and the other. They present their evidence. But here's the problem, right? If you think that there exists this giant mammal walking around the woods, then what I ought to observe is some hair. I should be able to see we should be able to observe some hair, do a DNA analysis, find out it's an unknown species, and then boom, the search is on. Another option is find dung, find a body, find any biological evidence of this thing existing, whatever, right? It's got to be somewhere, right? Am I crazy in saying that we should be able to see something? But here's the thing, right? There's a bunch of and let's be honest, right? It's not a varying group of people, right? Who are finding Bigfoot, right? Every time I see anybody who's like looking for Bigfoot, the reality is that it is a bunch of white dudes in the woods. I don't know what it is. Listen, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, I don't see like, oh, there's like a man and a woman, a black dude. No, it's not like it's not like Scooby-Doo where there's like at least a mixed variety of people. It's all white dudes. They're all white, every single one of them. So, okay, I guess my main problem though is that given the fact that there's no dung, there's no hair, I could tacitly just say that Bigfoot is not real. It's stupid. It's a stupid argument.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this with you. You're a very firm skeptic. And actually, if it's okay for me to turn on my camera, my associate here actually does have some stuff that he claims is evidence.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it. You want to start with the cast of the prints?
Sure. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to share this. How can I share this? Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a moment.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab Discord because I see you're on camera now. All right, go ahead.
All right, you see me all right?
I sure can.
Okay, this is my cryptozoologist, Eric.
So, 1stAmender, you say Bigfoot doesn't exist. There's no, proof, right? Well, we haven't found any transgender skeletons, so, where's the proof that transgender people exist? Just as much as Bigfoot, dude. Can you answer that for me? Where are the transgender skeletons at?
Sure. So if I had to imagine that there would be an example of a transgender skeleton, one example of that would be, say, for example, if they had gotten a breast surgery, then likely what you would see would be fragments of silicon mixed in with a skeletal structure that is vindicative of male from the pelvis to the skull. So that would be an example of a trans skeleton. So what is your argument?
The argument is here is you're saying Bigfoot doesn't exist because, we haven't found hair, we haven't found this, we haven't found fossils or anything. But like I said, where's the transgender skeleton in the museum?
Is this American?
Show me.
Of course it's American.
Skeleton at what museum, Amender? I'm trying to take my son on an adventure.
So I want to go back.
Exposing their kids to secondhand smoking.
I want to go back to this Bigfoot thing. I don't really. You think Bigfoot is real?
He has evidence.
It's as real as a trans person, bro.
So is this whole thing just like trans hate? Like that's this discussion?
No, I've watched that shit now with the drain
on.
Oh,
fuck. Well, he doesn't have evidence anymore, actually.
So how's the trolling going on? You doing all right?
I brought you a first-hand source.
Yeah, literally first-hand source,
first-hand source. Yeah.
What source?
Sure. Yeah. First.
Big.
Yeah. First-hand source of a guy that could use the short bus coming to his house.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Is that ableist? Or you, like...
So, Mender, you've been racist?
It's an inside joke, just like your trans thingy, buddy. It's all good.
This is wild, bro. Mender, you've turned a different leaf. You like what's next? Are you homophobic now too, bro?
No more homophobic than you are, buddy.
No more homophobic than me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
do you think Bigfoot is gay?
Maybe.
I don't think there is Bigfoot, based on the fact that there's no evidence of it.
I don't think there's transgender people because there's no evidence of it.
But there are transgender people.
I'm going to your hot takes list, and transgender people do not exist because there's no proof.
To get it back to like the original point, though, it's like you said, you have
kind
proof
of hoping for a
Bigfoot
point here.
Yeah, is that point going to come soon, or is it not going to come ever?
I'm changing the topic to one of your, hot
yeah,
takes.
we don't care though. It's not your show, American.
We're expecting you to provide something. You got anything?
Oh,
you are the expert tonight, American.
I'm the expert. What proof do I have for Bigfoot? Well, I really don't have any, to be honest. I mean,
you lied.
I think it's kind of over in that case. Well,
I'm sorry,
later.
I thought we had something here. That's too bad.
Darn. Oh well.
Well,
there you go.
You got anything else for me?
Man, it's like I'm seeing these guys, and I remember how it was when I was 12.
expecting non-Euclidean dog to actually provide something interesting, but yeah, what a shame. Oh well. Well, I'm taking on just about anybody who wants to have a debate. Sasquatch turns into anti-trans debate. Whatever the hell that was. What a waste of time. Well, it looks like that we got Jixie. So just FYI, right, if you have not been selected, just hang tight. Keep that hand up. I can see the hand. Keep it up, because then I know to pick you next. So it looks like we're going to be inviting Jixie.
Hello, Mender. How are you doing today?
Give me 1 second. Jixie, you're being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
What would you like to debate about?
Nothing really. I just wanted to say this is a great collab for my content on JNN. Everybody can go check me out at youtube.com/JNN. Great content, great collab. I just wanted to say, if you are listening, American Euclidean, that was fucking based. Keep fighting the good fight.
That was it? That was the whole thing? Just a plug? Okay, well, that was boring.
I mean, were you expecting anything else other than boring and childish?
Well, I thought it would present something. I mean, I'd be more than happy to hear out your arguments. If you have an argument, send it my way. I would love to hear it. I have placed on my side, on the side chat, I have my hot takes list, which can be accessed. And if you disagree with anything, then just I'll hear out your position. Looks like we got another person who would like to speak. GAWD. Give me 1 second, GAWD. GAWD, you're being requested to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. And you? It's Grand Arrow, but I changed my name because Jinxie called me a white devil, so I thought, I just put that in there.
Okay. What did you want to debate about?
I wanted to go back to the Bigfoot thing, but I'm not going to do the whole stupid conversation about it. I just wanted to ask you, do you think that Bigfoot doesn't exist because it is like a nonsensical thing, like it's a cryptid, or do you believe that it doesn't exist for another reason, excluding, I know you already said that there's no DNA evidence of it. I mean, there is parts of the more northern parts of America that haven't been completely explored yet, where Bigfoot could be hiding.
Mm-hmm. Has the ocean been explored?
Oh, and I know you're going to.
What is easier to explore, the ocean or? Yeah, I mean, what's easier to explore, the ocean or
Most definitely,
the woods.
Land is easier to explore than the ocean.
Okay. Yet we knew the giant squid existed. Why is that?
Didn't though. Didn't for many centuries.
Yeah, and then
even millennium, we have been.
And then all of a sudden we found that it existed.
Yes, we found it existed recently. Before that time,
it's not really that recent though, right? Like, do I have to pull up like when it was discovered?
I would prefer that. I could search it up myself, but I would prefer that.
Let's take a look here.
If you guys want, I can give you like an analogy for like Bigfoot, and the analogy would be the panda in China. For a very long time, it wasn't discovered.
It looks like that it was fully established in the 1870s, but it looked like that they had been studying the species since the 1800s. Starting in 1857 with a Danish zoologist, which named the giant squid Architeuthis ducks after compiling reports, stories, and a large squid beak. Isn't that interesting?
It is. It's fascinating. It's got a very similar story to that of Bigfoot, in which there were stories that came out about it, and then science did research on it, and they found it. Of course, with Bigfoot, we haven't found it yet, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Just because you haven't found something doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay, but I guess like we didn't need to find the giant squid, right? We were able to find out its existence. Well, I suppose, I don't know if you would consider this finding it, but basically we found pieces of its remains on shore, right? And we didn't need a DNA profile, right? Now it's even better, right? Where we have access to a DNA profile, right?
Sure,
and that's kind of my problem is like, hey, if there is this Bigfoot, where's the hair? Show me hair. That's a legitimate.
Course,
that's a
yes,
legitimate question.
You're correct. We have not found substantial DNA evidence to prove that it exists. But for you to reject the idea of it existing, maybe it doesn't exist in North America, but it might exist in another continent. For you to reject the existence of that creature, to me, sounds very, very ignorant or very unrealistic. Yes, maybe
what's
it's
unrealistic about it?
But it does not mean it's impossible. Pardon?
What's unrealistic about it?
You can't prove that something doesn't exist 100%. There's parts of the world that have truly not been 100% explored.
Yeah, like Africa, right now, there's actually a leprechaun behind you.
Leprechaun?
Yeah, there's a leprechaun behind you. So here's the thing, right? The leprechaun, as soon as you turn around, right, it disappears. If you pull out your camera phone, it disappears. If another person walks into the room, it disappears. If you try to put stuff on the ground to try to get it to excite the ground, it will disappear. If you have a mirror, it disappears. But there is definitely a leprechaun behind you.
Of course. You know, the leprechaun, yes.
Do you think it's probable that there's a leprechaun behind you?
I'd say yes. There is a chance that it could be there, but
really
unlikely, of course.
If I had to guess, right, I think the probability is basically zero. I would say zero.
Yes, I'm sure, but there's something like for instance, the unicorn. The unicorn was a rhinoceros that was described to be almost like a horse, and that's where the idea came from.
Okay. Well, I'm a little lost. Obviously a rhino is not a unicorn.
Yes, no, it isn't, but it isn't. But I'm saying that just because there is a certain story that shows, for instance, the unicorn is a great example of this, that we had skeletal evidence, for instance, of a horn-shaped thing existing from stuff like the narwhal. And then we had creatures that walked around with single horns, like rhinos. So just because the story can be a bit off. Bigfoot might not be the way that the legends describe him, but he might exist as some form as another ape species.
So I guess the point of me bringing up the leprechaun is we can speculate all sorts of nonsense, but we can kind of tacitly start removing various hypotheses based on known things that we are already aware of. Like, for example, we know that the law of conservation in mass holds true, right? And so it's fair to say the idea of matter just kind of appearing and disappearing like that doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? So I could tacitly say that there is no leprechaun behind you, right? Because things like object permanence are a thing.
Yes.
So why can't I do that with the Bigfoot?
You see, isn't a leprechaun something that is more mythical or more? It has some form of magic, doesn't it? It's not like a biological animal.
Well, but I mean, you just said earlier that it's that it could exist. So, are you changing your answer to it definitely doesn't exist?
Oh, no. My statement was purely that I can't be 100% sure it doesn't exist and it's not behind me.
Well, I think you can.
But you made a comparison between a creature that has magical powers to something that is just a much taller human.
Well, again, the problem is there is a stunning lack of evidence, but lots and lots of speculation, right? That there is this thing out there. And if it's a large mammal, I got news for you. Large mammals poop a lot. So why can't we find dung? That would have a very strict DNA profile. The fact that we can't find any instance, or hell, even a clear video of this thing, that tells me it doesn't exist. Right? Because it's been several decades. For whatever reason, it has a perfect distribution roughly outside of population centers throughout the United States. Right? It all coincides with it just being BS.
Concede.
What?
Concede, you win.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Wait, he left.
Yeah, and he left. Yeah. But it is interesting because we had kind of like a similar story when it comes to the giant panda in China, where there were some evidence of the giant panda way before it was discovered. And it was discovered like pretty late. But we did have bones, we did have like fossils. Like we did have the evidence. We did have like hair samples, like weird dung from that. And it took a while until it was discovered. Like it was like decades until it was discovered, because it was in parts that were densely forested. So
I cannot confirm.
Same goes with this thing.
But I think it's intensely interesting if it is true. Apparently, there is like this portion. There is this portion that is. Where people went to Siberia in ancient times and happened to find skeletons of mammoth, right? And when they found, now if you look, I just want to point out what a mammoth skull looks like, right? I just want to show you. I'm gonna post a mammoth skull. Hold on one second while I got to show my Google Chrome here. Just give me a sec.
Oh, good.
Where the heck? Okay, so I just posted it here. You could see it on my VC, where you could see that there's this giant hole in the middle. Where its trunk would come out.
The Cyclops.
Exactly. The ancients of our time traveled through Siberia and found these skulls. And we're just like, here be giants.
Here be giants.
Fair enough. Like, I get it, right? They wouldn't understand what they're looking at. They wouldn't realize that whatever that is, they would have a trunk. They just thought that giant hole there was the hole for an eye. And they were like, there you go, giant cyclopses. That's where they are. They're here. And so people, on top of the fact that it was cold as hell, they were scared to go in this area because they're like, hey, it's only a matter of time before, the giant shows up. That's why you see in like a lot of ancient tales of like giants and stuff. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I know. It's like we are very prone to this weird explanations. If they kind of make sense, like even a tiny bit. And it takes people to come in with like a bit of skepticism and just say, you know what, maybe maybe it's not God using the sky to electrocute people. Maybe it comes from a natural process. Maybe the thunder is not Thor hitting his anvil. Maybe it's just something else. Yeah, it takes a while until somebody
hitting
just
what?
says no.
I'm not the most familiar with like Greek mythology.
Oh no, this is Thor. This is Norse mythology.
Okay,
so
sorry.
In Norse mythology, Thor was the god of thunder, and they were the saying was that every time it rains and there's thunder, you hear like the roar of the thunder, and the reason you hear it is because Thor is hitting his hammer Mjolnir on the anvil of the gods, right? And it's just the sound is the thunder.
Sick.
But yeah, so because he was the god of thunder, actually, not the god of lightning or whatever. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. So yeah, and it took a while until we understood. Well, no, actually, the electrical discharge just produces a lot of sound because it is what it is. But for a lot of time, people believe these things because it makes sense, right? To especially when you don't know stuff. Just like when you were a kid, it's easy to fool a kid because they're not gonna have all the information necessary to get to conclusions. And even if they're logical about it, you can be logical and wrong too, right? If your premises are flawed.
Okay.
And that's another boss. Or something?
Yeah, I got another boss. Anyway, if anybody wants to raise their hand, I'm more than happy to have the discussion with you. Yeah, I don't have any super missiles, which is not good.
Yeah. Well, it sucks. Also, he catches you and fucking eats you.
Yeah. Well, I might die. I might die here. Let's see. I think I just need regular missiles. Where the hell's his weak spot? Ah, bro.
Probably the eye. Yes.
I thought it was the belly. Yeah, it's the belly.
It is the belly? Okay.
Yeah, it's the belly.
Belly of the beast.
Oh my god, that's so annoying. It's gonna...
It is.
Ow.
Oh my god. No.
Oh my god! That's another game I should play is Mega Man X. That's a good one.
Well, I'm telling you, Gothic. Just get Gothic. It's too good. If you like RPGs, that's an amazing one. But you should get like the original because they did a remake, which is kind of shit. So I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, if anybody is willing, if anybody wants, they can raise their hand. Here, I'll go ahead and list my hot takes list in case anybody wants to raise their hand and have a debate. Moff Doom says, Daniel is just a 1stAmender's complex Romanian AI, and you can't convince me otherwise. It's a weird thing to say.
I
You're
can
not real,
confirm
Daniel.
I
It
am
turns out
indeed
you're not real.
AI. Yeah, I'm not. I have never debated anything with Moff Doom until now either. So,
So maybe Moff
yeah,
Doom's
what can
the
I
real
say?
AI.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
No.
But whose AI is he?
I'm dead. I'm gonna die.
Oh well, you do have a save, so it's all good.
Come on. Well, I need equipment though. Like I don't. I have this reserve tank here. Yeah, it's not gonna give me a full tank, but it'll give me some. Oh my god, it's brutal, bro.
Kind of dead, man. I mean, it is red. I feel like the stomach
red.
kind of got red, so it's probably he's about to die.
Shit. Fuck. Well.
Maybe you're dying before that happens. Sorry. Shit happens.
Maybe I can.
You're kind of dead.
Maybe I can. It's one. Let's get another. All right. Well. Oh. I'm trying to kill him.
Wait, did those things
I don't
hit?
know. I think so. They should.
Holy shit, dude. This is a bit intense, I gotta say.
I don't think it's hurting him. Yeah. I think it just.
Yeah,
doesn't,
I don't think it does. Yeah.
Oh boy. I need
Maybe they
missiles.
can, but you
I
have
need
to
missiles.
hit them. Look, missiles.
No! No! I'm dead.
You're dead. Shit happens. Oh, god damn it.
I gotta get super missiles. That would have been a very easy fight with the super missiles.
Well, just go and get them then.
I
Don't be a lazy ass.
just got to see where I can collect them, I suppose. Oh yeah, nobody.
Dude, I
raising
told you
their
I
hand just yet.
tried to play this one. I tried to play this one, but I just got too annoyed
Why?
because it's like so old school. It doesn't work that well on keyboard and mouse, and I just hate getting up the controller and like playing with it.
Why? That's the best part.
I don't
Those
know.
are the good ones.
I don't like controllers.
Let me see here. So it looks like Uncle Magus says, I have a question for you, 1stAmender. How can you explain that America won the Vietnam War in a hypothetical world where it won it? What?
Well, that's a great question.
What?
So,
I
can
would
you
admit-
explain how America won World War II in a hypothetical world where it won World War II, which is also the real world? Yes, you just point to the evidence. Great question indeed.
Yeah, I mean, America lost the Vietnam War, but if I had to guess, if they were willing to keep throwing bodies at the problem, then they probably could have won. But that's kind of the problem with Vietnam, is that we were just piling bodies on top of bodies, that it was like just looking to be... I mean, if you had to guess, right, you had authoritarian nations that didn't necessarily have a reason to care for their citizens, or rather they're not really worried about getting their vote in the future. And, you know, our democratic system was just not going to tolerate it, right? And China was just going to throw more and more bodies at it. And I got news for you. There's more people in China than there is in the United States by a long shot. So, I mean...
It's kind of what happened in Korea, right?
Yeah, effectively. Hold on a sec, water. I mean, maybe if people were willing to accept it, but I mean, I just didn't see that people would have been willing to accept it. So it looks like Uncle Magus would like to speak. All right, give me 1 second. Uncle Magnus, you are being requested to speak. How are you doing today?
I just want to rephrase the question. How do you would like arguing like in the way of like we all know that America lost the Vietnam War, but how you would argue like that, turning like her argument into a victory, like.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Like playing the devil's advocate, like you're on the other side of the position. You believe that America won this war. How do you would arguing?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
one more time. I got distracted by. Sorry,
I think
sir.
I can translate.
No, I was focused on side chat. People are asking me that I should mute the game. Should I really mute the game? I mean, I kind of like the music.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, people can mute the, your stream.
Turn it down a little bit, I guess.
Which is easier. Yeah.
Oh my god, I already have it at 3. Put it to 2.
So the question was
there.
like,
how's that? Is that better?
How do you would argue?
Watch it on my
like
YouTube channel. It's very nicely done. Okay, so go ahead with your question.
How do you would arguing that loss into a victory?
You're gonna have to ask Jixie that question. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like he was saying, like America won the war, but by what measure?
Ask Jixie. I'm pinging him. I'm pinging them. Are they even around?
I don't know.
Probably, but yeah, not here. Probably.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't know. I think it kind of depends on. So whenever you're talking about winning or losing a war, it's about the goals of the war. If you're trying to make an argument that America actually won the war in Vietnam, you would have to kind of
hold on. We're just going to invite Jixie, right? And I'm going to invite Jixie, and then have Magus and Jixie just discuss it, right? I will not interrupt. Jixie, come on up. Come on up, Jixie. Come on. Come on. You need to defend this, right? You had a take, and we genuinely want to hear how you got to that conclusion. Come on. Come on up, Jixie. Show up. Come on. Back up your take. Magus is here. He has a question for you. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
I'm really interested in like how he explained that America won that war.
Oh, there they are. All right, Jixie. So what they're wondering is, how exactly do you justify America winning Vietnam? You're currently muted, Jixie. You will have to unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, so it's pretty simple. I look at it like this, right? So when we look at specifically the war in Vietnam and our goals, it shifted originally from, to eradicate communism in all of Vietnam, to get rid of the Viet Cong, stop the North Vietnamese from taking Southern Vietnamese sovereignty, or to establish Southern Vietnamese sovereignty, kind of similar to the Korean War, right? Vietnam and Korea are very similar in their late war goals. And to shift a little bit to a hypothetical, if I were to, say, for example, come to you and you're getting bullied, and I help you deal with the bully, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving, the bully's gone for now, that's it, I can't do anything else for you, you have to handle it on your own now, and then I leave, and then the bully comes back and kills you. Is that my fault? Did I lose the conflict I had with the bully? No, I didn't. I simply ended the conflict, right? And then you inherited that conflict in which you lost. So when we look at, say, for example, America's involvement in Vietnam and the overall conflict with the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong, the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong won no battles. There was no battles won by the North Vietnamese or the Viet Cong. Right, we took substantial land from them. They were in mass retreat before the 12 bombings, the 12 days of bombings that eventually led to the Paris Peace Accords, right? So all of these things that happened and led to the end of the war were all in America's favor, and then that peace treaty, that deal, was in America's favor. All of that was pushed to America's favor. It wasn't because we were close to losing the war. It was not because things were getting bad for us. The Tet Offensive had failed, right? Like the Viet Cong had failed, and the North Vietnamese had failed in the Tet Offensive. There was no reason to suggest America was retreating, right? There was no reason for us to retreat. The only reason we see, for example, like America, come on and say, we lost, was really a domestic political loss because of how bad the political backlash of Vietnam was, right? We were sending off sons to go die in a war for communism, or against communism, rather. So, I mean, if you say purely that our early war goals that were to eradicate communism from Vietnam, I would say, yes, that would be a loss. But then you'd be neglecting and not acknowledging all the other goals in Vietnam that we had completed. So, that's my argument, right?
Go ahead, Magus. I'm not going to jump on it.
So the goal is like kind of like to let it become anywhere communist. I mean, like you were the hypothetical with the bully, but like in this peace treaty was.
Magus, I can't really hear you. You're muffled. You're muffled, man.
In the peace treaty was settled down by the Americans that they would give air defense to South Vietnam, which they not supported when the North attacked again.
You're still a little muffled, man. I can't really hear you.
You could not understand me?
No, I can't. It's just like when you're talking, it's a little muffled.
They make these peace treaty.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now. You're
under
muffled.
the condition that America would give air support.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that was promised by Nixon.
Yeah. Even though those promises didn't go through, I mean, of course, there was things left on the back end. Like even in other wars, we give promises that we don't necessarily keep. Like with the Mujahideen, how we said we'd invest in rebuilding Afghani infrastructure post the Soviet-Afghan war, which we didn't follow through with. So, I mean, I guess, but I don't think that's necessarily criteria for loss. I think that's criteria for being a bad ally. And like I said, I mean, even then, if you did say that was criteria for a loss, I don't think it necessarily means total loss, because, like I said, if you were to say even then that would mean a loss, you'd be neglecting all of the other late war goals that we had that we completed.
I mean, the main goal was not to let it become communism, and
well, that wasn't the main. That wasn't,
it was
by the end of the war. By the end of the war, that wasn't the main goal.
So
I mean, you do acknowledge it. No, well, late war goals. That was not the goal. Was to eradicate communism from Vietnam. It was to establish South Vietnamese sovereignty. Like, you do acknowledge that, right? Like, the narrative is
but
the narrative.
Everyone
the narrative
would probably knowing that the South Vietnamese cannot hold itself.
Well, no. Well, that's a completely different thing, and then that would mean the South Vietnamese lost the war, because we left on a victory. We established this border. Right, much how we established the DMZ along with the newly found UN in Korea. Well, it might have been the UN. I don't know when the UN was established by year, but like when America established the DMZ in Korea, we left on a win, right? Like I would establish that as a win, right? We stopped two sides from killing each other by our late war goals. Is the same we did in Vietnam. That's why I compare the two so much. So when we look at the Vietnam specifically, and we look at how
two completely different wars. In the one war, you gave like literally a demilitarized zone secured by your soldiers.
Wait, what's the difference? Soldiers. Wait, what's the difference between having a DMZ and separating borders? Other than the DMZ is just a bit of a thicker buffer zone.
The big difference is that like the other side not easily can cross that area.
Neither were trusting. What does that matter?
It matters a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I don't really see how this matters to whether or not America won the war, because like I said, when we look at late war goals, we absolutely accomplished them, and even then, I would grant, like, say we only got 50% of them. The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese won no battles in Vietnam. There was not, I don't think, a singular battle where we tucked our tails and ran and lost the battle. So I again ask you, where do you get the narrative from that we lost?
From world history, from my university.
From world history, okay. Well, let's talk about world history. I mean, yes, there's a slight consensus that there was a possible loss, but there's no direct history. Like, there's historians that say we won, and there's historians that say we lost. The same way there's historians who say the Nazis were the good guys, and there's historians who say the Nazis are the bad guys. So if your reliance is on world history and what historians say, we can cite historians saying different things on both sides.
You may be
Can you give me one historian that says the Nazis were the good guys?
I mean, yeah,
history is constant important. In history, is constant important. When the majority of the historians are agree that the war was lost, it was a loss. What a little minority of historians are saying does not matter.
Wait, hold on. So just because historians simply say something, that means we could go with it? I mean, I think that's a little not very independent. No, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works. I think we make innovation based upon disagreement. We make innovation based upon disagreement with each other, right? Like, so when someone says something and says, "Oh, this is," say for example, "Oh, you know, this
that's not how it works.
This isn't true." Well, that is how history works. Like, going back and analyzing history and figuring out whether or not the consensus is true or not is exactly how we analyze history and, like, prior history. So
yes, but
simply because there's a narrative, and simply because there's a narrative doesn't necessarily mean that should be the crutch of your argument, because it's not really an argument. It's pretty weak, actually, if you're relying on a historic consensus that you're kind of pulling out of your ass. So I again ask, what criteria does the Vietnam War meet for loss if we met pretty much all of our prior, like our late war goals, apart from eradicating communism from Vietnam, which we did eradicate communism from South Vietnam, which was the nation we established by the time we ended the war. So what criteria for loss?
Defending itself, but beside of that,
yeah, okay, but then that'd be a completely different topic. That wouldn't be our loss. That would be South Vietnam's loss. Yes, we did fail in some way to ready them for war, but that wouldn't be our loss because they decided to fight that conflict. So we had no involvement in it. The only involvement we had in that small skirmish, which quickly led to the fall of Saigon, was the evacuation of the American embassy, and I think 1974. Which there was no real conflict. The North Vietnamese didn't really attack American troops at the embassy. They just left. We left. So I really don't.
On one point, you're actually correct. Consent is many times rewritten in history. That's true. But therefore, it needs to come out a really good article, which is like with good arguments for like a rewrite in history.
Okay,
and
but
it's mostly based.
So,
it's mostly. Can I finish? Is that possible with you? It's mostly based on a lot of articles around that, and beside of that, it is in history generally constant. It is. It's the way it works.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because you want to have a debate with me about like whether or not we won Vietnam. Why are you relying on? Oh, it must be in an article. It must be in this. It must be in that. I can get prior service members who tell you we won in Vietnam, and they can give their argument. I can give you article. I mean, I can give you anything, right? Like there are sources for literally anything. You can find a source that water causes cancer, right? But that doesn't necessarily make it true or false, right? Like, we have to break these things down on our own if we're going to have a debate about them. I'm not relying on like someone arguing the argument for me. I'm arguing it for myself and coming to my own conclusions, which is what I hope you do the same if you want to have a debate with me about it. So when I come to you, or when you really come to me,
I just wanted more to know, like how do you explain the
Well, do you find my points to be reasonable? Like, because it's all true. Like, this is all historic.
Yeah, I know.
Like, all of these things are true.
I know.
So
I know that's the funny thing. I know the peace treaty, everything I know about.
Yeah, so then I would assume that you would think my reasonings are justified and reasonable on why I believe that we won the war. Because there's a difference between winning the war, total victory, total loss, and like there's different types of victories, right? Like we have like military victory, you have domestic political victory, you have narrative victory. There's a lot of different victories or losses when it comes to war. If you said Vietnam was a political loss, I'd agree, right? Like political Vietnam was like a disaster domestically in the United States, right? Almost everybody hated it. But if we look at it militarily, all we see is American domination throughout the entirety of the war, to the point where we established South Vietnamese sovereignty. Like, so that's why I ask. I mean, like, again, like, what's the point? Like, is it justified? Is it not? Is it reasonable? Is it not reasonable? Like, give me your opinion.
I mean, it was not really sovereignty since like the thing is like.
Well, it was. They had their own government.
Everyone knew. Everyone
they had their own government.
Even South Vietnam knew they couldn't hold their sovereignty.
Well, they did.
No.
Wait. They did though. They had their own government. They were beginning a government structure, and even if they knew they weren't going to be able to win the war, they still tried, right? Like there was still conflict in Saigon. Like you do know that, right? Like there was still South Vietnamese soldiers fighting in Saigon to try to hold Saigon. So like,
yeah, that was a joke.
I mean, and this is like the funny part is like. It's actually kind of ironic that it took the Americans beating the fuck out of the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong, and then for them to be able to pull out of Vietnam to give South Vietnamese the reins for North Vietnam to win a battle. That's ironic to me, right? We say that that Vietnam was a loss, but it took the Americans leaving Vietnam for the North Vietnamese to get a victory. Isn't that a little ironic? We say that we lost, but the moment we leave, our enemy finally wins. Isn't that a little ironic there?
I mean, I would not say that's ironic, but like I'm not entirely disagreeing with you. But forget it.
So I mean, if we have no disagreement on my justifications, then
no, it's fine. I was just interested in like how you would argue that. That's everything.
I would like to debate this with you, Jixie, if you would like.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
Can you do me a favor and Google who won the Vietnam War?
Yeah, that's not an argument, Amender. That's not an argument. This argument simply isn't one off of who won. Like, Google this, and like what Google tells me is true, right? Because like I said before, that we have to break this down and analyze this conflict and look at the facts of the conflict, right? So a simple Google search, sure, like there are some sources, like I said earlier to Magnus, that we won, we lost, right? Like there are people who say we won. There's people who say we lost.
I point you to this. Command Magazine issue 18, specifically going to the conclusion that is found on page 15. And if you are viewing it from the website, then it would be from page 16, where it says the conclusions regarding the Vietnamese War. The Tet Offensive was a military disaster of the highest order for those who launched it. That is not surprising, since the operation was based on a plan that defied military logic by flouting the principles of mass, economy of force, and simplicity. Less recognized, though, is the offensive matchmaking of political bankruptcy. The communists in Hanoi were guilty of a kind of groupthink that had led them to bank everything on their infatuation of the revolutionary ideal of a mass uprising. In so doing, the North Vietnamese leadership sacrificed a potent weapon, the Viet Cong, and their ability to persecute long-term revolutionary war. At the same time, the political hand of their enemies in Saigon was strengthened. The appreciation of the offensive in the United States, however, was tainted by biased and pessimistic journalism. The fear and loathing quickly festered into a rejection of Johnson and the eventual retreat of the U.S. from Vietnam. Tet, in fact, points to Lyndon Johnson as the worst war leader in the United States that ever had the misfortune to suffer. In a broader sense, it probably shows Lyndon B. Johnson was temperamentally unfit of the presidency. He had been the power nexus of the Senate and a major force of the Democratic Party, but he lacked the equanimity, stability, and decisiveness needed to lead in war. Johnson was not the first American politician to find domestic government and wartime leadership are different things, but his personal discovery came too late to save the Republic a terrible scarring in Vietnam from conquest. The Tet Offensive was a decisive event in the process of expelling the United States from Vietnam. That was not because of what the communists did right, which was very little, but for what the Americans' enemies did wrong. So here you go. Primary sources, straight from
what you just read kind of proves my point, right? You know, the Tet Offensive was a disaster. It was led by the North Vietnamese, and the Viet Cong, and was terrible. It didn't work.
Does that sound like a victory to you for us? Is that a victory?
Yeah, because the Tet Offensive
why
wasn't
did they
us.
talk about
North
Lyndon B.
Vietnamese.
Johnson being if we won Vietnam, why are they talking about Lyndon B. Johnson as the worst ever? Why would they do that if he won?
I mean, it's an opinion piece.
Is it an opinion piece?
That is no base in fact. That is no base
No,
in
but
fact.
then what is the
There
Paris
are people
Accords?
there-
We literally
The Paris
retreated.
Accords were
Jixi, we
We
retreated.
didn't. Okay, I have a
We
question
retreated.
For you, Victor.
I got news for you, right? If you and me got into a fight and you started running away from the fight, I got news for you. You lost the fight.
So I have a question. If this, I want to ask you, if this meets the characteristics of retreating. So the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong win no major battles, no battles at all, for I think all of like 5-6 years. We beat them and even in Cambodia, where some Viet Cong rebels ran to, beat them in Cambodia, and then bombed them for 12 days straight. And they come to us asking for peace negotiations. And when we finally talk them down and get them to allow a sovereign South Vietnamese border, and we tell them that they are not to attack them, and they agree, and then we're like, okay, we're finally going to pull out.
I don't know
and stop
why
bombing you. I don't think that sounds like a retreat. I think that sounds like a decisive victory based upon a treaty after we bombed them and they came to the table. Because I think one thing we need to remember is that we did not go to them for negotiations. They came to us, right? We didn't come to them asking, can we leave?
Well, I mean, let's be fair, right? Like we have to acknowledge that the whole purpose of the Vietnam War was to stop communism. And I got news for you. They're not this bastion of capitalism that is that is in favor of the United States interests in 2024. They're not. In fact, they're the exact opposite of that, right? That's an indication that we lost the war.
Sure, and you know that would be true if it wasn't for the fact that that was our early war goals, which yes, I agree. We failed in those goals.
Yeah, we failed. We lost.
But if you say that, then you are also neglecting all of the other goals we had in that war, which later shifted to a narrative of establishing South Vietnamese sovereignty and establishing a democratic government in South Vietnam, and making sure communism didn't prosper there.
The United States enters in Vietnam.
Hold on, if I could please finish. Thank you.
Bro, I'm not going to let you filibuster. In the United States, they entered into Vietnam with the principal purpose of preventing a communist takeover of the region. Did it fail in that objective?
No, I don't think so.
You are out of your mind. You are now contradicting yourself.
China
right.
is state communist.
We're going to do it. We're going to try it again. We're going to try it
China
one more
is
time.
a state China runs on a free market. Vietnam has
American
corporations running through their borders.
Look at my stream. It says those. This is straight from Britannica.com. Those who won the Vietnam War, those who argue that the United States opponent won the war, cite the United States' overall objectives and outcomes. The United States entered Vietnam with the principal purpose of preventing a communist takeover of the region. In that respect, it failed. Okay, that's Britannica.
Yeah, and then you would
You're
also,
saying
you would,
that the opposite is the case with your high school education. So tell me, how exactly did you come to your conclusion?
And
Do
I
you
explained this earlier with
acknowledge that the United States entering into Vietnam?
You have to let other people speak when
yeah,
you ask
I
a
just
question.
need you to answer
So-
it, right? You need to
I
correct
am.
your
I am.
statement,
So-
right? Because you're just
yeah,
wrong.
so-
It's just wrong.
Yeah. So listen, right? When we look at how, like I said, right, if we were to only talk about that narrative, that would be true. But like I said, there were other goals within that war, and to neglect those is to neglect the history of the conflict. The goals within the war, late war goals, were to establish a sovereign South Vietnam that was free of communism and to push back the Tet Offensive, which we did. We stopped the Tet Offensive. We stopped the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong from winning any major battles in Vietnam. We stopped them from taking South Vietnam while we were in country, and the only time the North Vietnamese or South Vietnamese
When they took over was when we retreated with our tails behind our backs.
It was not a retreat. Okay, like I asked you before.
We retreated.
Is it a retreat? Okay, again, I'm going to ask you this before. If I beat the dog shit out of you, I break your nose, I smash you in the face, and the only time you're able to get a quote-unquote victory over me is by beating up my infant little brother. Is that a victory, or were you a coward after I left after beating your ass, and you said, okay, I'm done, right? Because that's what the North Vietnamese did.
Well, take for example, if I say that I'm going to have trash in my lawn, and you can't stop me. You show up, you beat my ass, and then later on you back away because you realize that I won't stop fighting forever, and I got a bunch of my cousins, and then you just decide that you're going to stop fighting, and then I just leave the trash out on the lawn. I got news for you, bro. I won that fight.
Yeah, so
that's how that works.
That would be true if that's how the conflict went, but that's not how it went. So when we bombed
that is how it went. That's literally exactly what went down.
It's not how it went. It's not how it went. And if you knew anything
this
about
is
Vietnam,
bonkers,
you know that's
bro.
not how it went. So again, like
nobody thinks we won Vietnam, dude. No historian, but you, Jixie, the fucking brilliant guy who's going to be able to cook this. This is ridiculous. Come on, we did not win Vietnam.
That's fine. That's fine, and you can have your opinion.
I just wish you would correct yourself. It's not an
opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's really not an opinion. We lost Vietnam. I'm sorry.
Simply appealing to that narrative is fine. Like whatever helps you sleep better at night. But you can run away from the facts of the conflict.
I think you are like a kid, and that you end up deciding things that are antithetical to the reality of the situation. Because I don't know, maybe you just like thought experiments, kind of like a flat earther or something. Like, dude, we didn't win fucking Vietnam, bro. We didn't.
The facts of the conflict state.
I gave you the facts.
Yeah,
I gave you the facts.
The facts of the conflict show that we bombed them for 12 days straight. We didn't go to them asking for peace negotiations. They came to us. And I said, they won no major battle. They won no major battles over the course of like 5 to 6 years. They won no like I said, no battles in Vietnam were won by the North Vietnamese or Viet Cong.
That's beside the point, Jixie. We are the ones that retreated. We're the ones that retreated. It doesn't matter how many battles they lost. It's called guerrilla conflict. You lose every single battle until they get tired. Wait, now I got a question. No. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Who won the Revolutionary War in the who won the Revolutionary War between the Brits and the colonies?
It would be the Americans.
Really? How so? They lost pretty much every battle against the British.
Well, no. So they won the Delaware. The French were at sea stopping British shipments. The Vietnamese War and the American Revolutionary War.
We lost pretty much every battle to the Brits.
But the problem was we did win.
So how did wait? How? Why did we win? Why did we win? We lost pretty much every battle there, Jixie.
No. Well, the difference is the North Vietnamese won none.
No. Back to the Revolutionary War. How did we win?
Yeah.
How did we win? How did we win?
We won by help with the French.
How did we win? Come on, you can do it. How did we win?
We had the French.
What did the Brits do? What did the Brits do, Jixie?
I need you to
come on. No. I want to know what did the Brits do that caused us to win?
You're looking like a clown right now.
No, I just want to know what did the Brits do that caused us to win?
they lost. They left.
What did they? Oh, wait, stop! No way, I'm getting a chubby. So hold on. Are you saying that the way that we won is because the Brits defeated? The Brits retreated? Is that what? No.
That's a little disingenuous, and you're having a little bit of a freak out right now. And I want to ground you in reality again that the Revolutionary War and the Vietnam War are not comparable. Okay. They're not the same conflict.
Jixie, stop. You understand why I'm trying to bring this up regarding the Revolutionary War, right? Because it's very similar in the sense that it is a guerrilla warfare where the United States, or rather the colonies at the time, were losing repeatedly over and over to the Brits. Now, there are like a handful of battles where they were successful in, and they were losing a lot of lives. And then the end result was the Brits were like, all right, screw this. We're just going to leave. We're not going to bother with this anymore. And then guess what? Decisively, like among historians, they say that the United States won. Why? Because the Brits retreated. Correct. That's exactly what happened. The Brits retreated. So now, when it comes to Vietnam, right, it's actually kind of similar in that aspect, right? Really big, strong military shows up in Vietnam. They fight each other, and then what happens? The United States retreats, and because they retreated, we lost.
So you're actually wrong about the Vietnam War. You're actually wrong about the Revolutionary War. I just did a little bit of research. Out of the 25 major battles of the Revolutionary War, America won 13 and the British claimed victory in 12. So that's actually not true. We didn't lose almost every battle. We won almost every battle. We won.
That's not more than the British almost every battle. We lost more than we won.
We won more than them. Wait, no, wait, what do you mean? We lost more than we won. We won 13 and the British won 12. Simple math will tell you we won more than the British. And so when the British are at war and they're not, also, by the way, this was not the expeditionary force that the Americans had in Vietnam, like the massive armed force. The British had a flagship force in the colonies. And if you really want to go down this rabbit hole, we can. It doesn't really prove your point well, because we won more battles than the British did. Right, and so when we look at this conflict specifically, we will see that obviously they had help from we had help. My headset cut out. We had help from the French, right? Because the French were at sea.
That's beside the point. You're missing my point. My point is that when the opponent retreats, that is tacitly saying that they lost. Right? Whoever retreats from battle, that's it. That's the end. You lost. You didn't win by tucking your tail between your legs. It's not how it works.
If I could please finish.
I'm going to let you finish, but is there, by the way, just FYI, is there anybody, if you could type in side chat, anybody who wants to tackle this? This is fucking bonkers. Or I don't know, maybe Daniel wants to tackle this, because this is too brain rot for me.
So again.
All right, Dylan would like to. So go ahead. I'll let you finish, and then I'm going to bring in Dylan.
You kind of slipped up, and you're like, oh, well, we won less battles in the Revolutionary War, which turned out to be false. We won 13 over the major 25.
Oh, forgive me.
Right, So when we look at this conflict specifically, and we look at how the Revolutionary War happened, it was a relatively small force compared to what the British were actually capable of. We actually managed to get help from the French, as well as the Spanish fighting the British somewhere else on the globe. The French were able to stop British shipments. There was a lot more there that makes it non-comparable to Vietnam. And yes, I'd agree that if they were to retreat, it would be a loss. But the problem is, it wasn't an American retreat. There was nothing there that signified a retreat. It signified a strategic end to the war, because America was at home suffering political loss, which was true. Nixon ran on the whole, I'm going to end the Vietnam War, and that's actually what he did, right? So, and like I asked, again, if I shoot up your house, I bomb you for days and days and days, I run you into Cambodia and then bomb you in Cambodia and then kill half of your soldiers.
Illegally, we might add.
You came to me asking for peace. How is that a retreat? How is that a tucking my tail and run? Because you came to me asking for peace. I didn't come to you. You came to me. You wanted to sit down at the table and say, okay, let's end this war. We're tired of our people dying, right? So, again, I don't really see where you see this as a retreat or a loss, because literally any other military conflict where this has happened, it is not considered a loss. It's considered a victory, right? Because you bomb your enemy into submission, so you can finally establish.
Are you done making the same repetitive point over and over again? Like,
well, nobody will
You keep
engage
saying
with
the
it if
same
you don't
thing.
engage.
No, I
You did
will, but
engage
can't
with it, bro.
repeat
You're
the
just
talking about
doubling and tripling down on this stupid point.
Exactly.
Okay, no,
You're
all right.
saying-
I'm
you're saying
gonna
this
step
over and over.
out. Daniel is gonna step out. We're gonna let Dylan.
Okay, Dylan, go.
Okay, I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to ask Dylan if I could make a point before he goes
Yeah,
on.
go on.
If you allow me,
I'm not gonna
Dylan.
get 2v1.
Yeah,
Either
go
one
ahead,
of you
go
go or
ahead.
one of you don't.
No, Jixie, it's like nobody was talking to you.
I'll just turn you down
Thank you.
because I'm not gonna get two. I'm not gonna
Go
get
ahead.
2v1.
Let's let
I
Dylan
didn't
go.
come up
Let's
here to
let
get
Dylan go
2v1.
because I'm
No, I
genuinely
didn't come up here
curious.
to get 2v1. I didn't come up here to get 2v1. So go ahead,
Okay.
Dylan.
Okay, perfect. So again, I understand the point that you're making, but it seems to be number one, you're not understanding the comparison. Neither are the things that you're mentioning important for this comparison, right? It doesn't matter whether or not the U.S. had allies in the American Revolution. The entire point was, could England have won the war if it continued the war? Yes. Could America won the Vietnam War if it continued the war? Yes, it could have. Why? Because it was a larger empire that had the resources to go full into it. Same thing as England. But what did England say? England failed at its objective, which was to take back the colonies, bring them back in, and not waste any more money that it was getting bankrupt. What happened? England continued being bankrupt and said, "We fail at our objective. It's time to get out of there." So
Well,
they
yeah, but
decided
Dylan,
to
the
leave.
problem there is though.
The same
but
thing
Dylan,
with
the
the
problem
U.S.
is
No,
there.
no, no. When you continue on with this point, you're gonna let me finish. By the way, this point of view saying that just because historians, first of all, it is a historical consensus that the U.S. has lost the war. I would ask you, what historians are you mentioning, right? And I'm asking this because I am a historian. A lot of historians do not agree with that premise. That
I don't
or
care
make
what
the
history.
argument
I
of,
really
you
don't
know,
care. I don't care what a
That's where
major
you're
narrative
coming with.
says. I do my
You're
own
saying,
research.
oh,
If you
let's
do your own
analyze
research,
it. No,
if
no,
you
no. But
do
you're
your
saying,
own research,
okay,
if you do
if
your
you
own
do your-
research and you
Mhm.
analyze a conflict by yourself, you can come to your own conclusions. I don't
Yes,
need to.
and
I
the
don't need to
conclusion
fall. I don't.
objectively,
need to.
it's
It's
not,
not
but
objective.
it's
This
not.
is not
It
objective.
is
And
completely
if I could please
objective.
finish, because
Why?
you've been
Because
kind of
you
running
have
on.
this
You threw like 3 things out there,
more
and there's
than
some things
you,
I need to
more
reply
than
to.
you.
You
Man.
you threw like 3 things out there I need to reply to. So one, yes, this would be true. This would be absolutely true. We would have lost if we lost the majority of battles like the British, but we didn't. The British lost 13 out of 25 battles in the Revolutionary War.
No.
If I
You're
could please
not
finish,
responding to what I said. Again, allies have
I am.
nothing
I'm
to do with the
responding. I spoke
conversation.
5 words.
The entire point. Why did the bigger nation
I
decide to
spoke
leave?
5 words. I spoke
No, but I'm
5
going to make
words.
sure you respond to what
You can't
making
say
sure
I'm
you
not
respond.
responding. You can't
You
say I'm not
are not
responding
responding.
if I spoke 5 words. You cannot say
You're
I'm
not
not responding.
responding to the
Because
allies have
you're not
nothing to do with this.
if you
We're stuck on
refuse
the
to listen
same
to
point.
someone speak, if you refuse to listen to someone speak when
I
they're
have
trying
no
to
problem
talk
with when
and
you
you
do
want
this,
to,
but you
I'm not gonna
have
let
this
you cattle me. I'm not
interest
gonna
me.
let you I'm not gonna let you
You
cattle
answer the
prod me
question. That's
into
all I
going where
ask.
you want me to
Answer the
go with the
question.
conversation. I'm
Answer the
gonna
question.
answer your question, but you have to let me answer the 3 points you gave out.
What were
So
the 3
one,
points? Can you even tell me what the 3 points were? 'Cause there's only one point.
one, of course, right? So when we look at how the British lost, it would be absolutely comparable if America lost the majority of battles it had in Vietnam, but it didn't. And that's the problem we're having here. And that's the problem I'm having. We're comparing 2 separate conflicts with 2 separate conclusions. The British lost 13 out of 25. They claimed victory on 12. That is a historical consensus. That is factually true. That is from British records and American records from the times, right? So even if you throw out the Allies, fuck the Allies, let's not mention that. We can look and see the British lost the majority of them, and then when they lost the Delaware, they left they left the colonies, right?
That's not the end of the war.
That would be a loss. That would it
That's
technically was.
objectively wrong.
That was pretty
No.
much the end of the conflict.
What
That
was
pretty
the end
much
of the war?
conflict.
What is the end of the war, Jinxie?
So I'm gonna continue speaking. So
No, 'cause you're
once they
speaking
lost
out
the
loud at this
Delaware,
point.
once they
But
lost
you're
the
not.
Delaware and they
But
were
you're not-
encircled,
no.
it was pretty much over. So and
when they
then
were encircled
after
at
they
Yorktown.
retreated, they left, right? And then America began to build its own.
When was
And
the
established the
Battle of Yorktown?
Constitution in 1776 and all of these things, right?
When was the
Doesn't
Battle of
matter.
Yorktown, Jinxie?
The Battle of Yorktown was the Battle of. I'm not gonna go into semantics with you, dude.
Not semantics. It's about dates. We're talking
Battle
about
of
history.
Delaware.
It's about
Okay,
dates.
okay.
History has nothing to do about
I'm gonna
semantics.
finish.
It has nothing to do
I
with
let you
dates.
finish. I let you finish.
Bro,
I'm gonna
no
finish.
one, but no one.
I
but
let
again,
you finish. I'm gonna finish.
No,
I'm just
you're
gonna turn you down so I
rambling.
can finish. I'm just gonna turn you down so I can finish because I
You
need
think
to be
that's
able
a
to
great way
finish.
to have a
You
debate?
you come up here
That's
and I'm
a
not
great
gonna
way to
let
have
you
a
just
debate?
and blow your way through my argument. You managed to get your
Because
point
you
out. I'm
have
gonna
no
get my points
argument.
out.
There's,
So
I
again,
blew
like I
through it,
said, I'm gonna
but there's
restart from the
nothing
beginning.
there.
That yes, of course, we managed to secure victory in 13 out of those 25 battles against the British. If the British were able to beat us in the majority of battles and then they left, I would not call that a retreat. I would say they were leaving because they established their goals and got what they wanted. But again, two different wars there. The British were trying to establish colonies again in the Americas and take back their colonies, while the Americans were simply trying to dispel communism early in the war. And then late in the war, they were trying to establish a sovereign South Vietnam. So they're two separate wars. They're not comparable at all. It makes no sense to compare the Revolutionary War to the Vietnam War because two different conflicts, two different endings, and like so many variables that are just completely different. Even like the reasonings on why you'd bring them up don't really line up. And so when we look at the Vietnam War specifically and how the Americans bombed the Vietnamese 12 days in a row, and you had the 12 bombings of Christmas, and you throw them back so far into North Vietnam, and then they finally come to the talking table. If the British blew us back all the way to fucking Colorado, right, all the way west, and then fucking took over the entirety of the United States, and then they said okay, and then we came to them and asked them to fucking talk and retreat, that wouldn't be a retreat on the British. The British won. They got their fucking goal. But the problem is, we look at these things in history and we're comparing these things. That makes no sense. The Americans established three things: a communist-free South Vietnam. They managed to beat the Vietnamese in every major battle, and they managed to bring the Vietnamese to the talking table, which they did not start. Right, the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong came to them first. So when we look at these variables in the conflict, it's impossible to say that it was a retreat rather than a strategic pullout to give the South Vietnamese the reins of the conflict or the reins of their own government, right? Because when we look at these things, I really don't see how it's possible to say that, like I said again, it was a retreat, right? Like I would love to hear your justifications on how that's a retreat and how they're comparable.
Again, you rambled off about something completely different that I did not make any sense.
I was telling you how it makes no sense
because
to compare the conflict.
because you haven't answered the question, nor have you answered the point that I make. You said, "Oh, you made 3 points. I'm going to respond to all 3 of them." Again, you said the same thing you just said 20 minutes before I even got up on the stage. So I'm going to ask you the point again. The point that I made was that the U.S., right, when it left Vietnam, right, it had the potential of going back and winning it. If it had stayed and continued the war, and in a hypothetical situation, if you didn't have the domestic issues that we had with the Vietnam War in terms of everybody protesting anything, the U.S. would strategically, which is what you're basing it off of, could have won the war, right? And it's the same thing, the same comparison is being made to the English when it comes to the American War. Now, since you're focusing on the strategicalness, you're focusing on the number of battles won and saying that's the reason why they're not comparable. But it's not. Okay, it has nothing to do with the point that's being made.
That's not the only reason. That's not the only reason.
The point that I made was the comparison is the fact that they both have the same reasons for why they eventually withdrew from the conflict. Let's say not retreat, let's say
they're not the same reason.
withdrew. They are. Then what is the different reason for the English withdrawment?
The reason for the English withdrawment, in like say for example, like obviously the American Revolution, they realized they couldn't establish the colonies. They lost. Their flagship forces had been pushed out basically to the water. Right? They'd pretty much been pushed off a cliff. So that's one thing. Right? That's why the British pulled out. That's why that happened. That is a fact. And then when we push to, say, for example, like I said, the Vietnam War, the Americans were not pushed fucking anywhere. The Americans kept pushing north. The Tet Offensive failed, right? We pushed them into peace negotiation talks. They didn't push us into talks, right? So you cannot compare these two separate conflicts. They're not comparable. And after this point, I refuse to engage with revolutionary comparison because it makes no sense. They're not comparable in the slightest. The British, yes, could have came back with a flagship force, again, to try to fight the war, but
What just happened? I think his mom's yelling at him.
I think his mom yelled at him.
No,
He's
somehow.
wrong.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so again, right? When we look at these it makes no sense. You can't compare these conflicts because
they're similar in
the
the sense
variables
of
aren't the
war.
same. Yeah, but the Americans hardly fought a guerrilla war. It was majority Minutemen conflict. But
that's a guerrilla war.
Hardly.
Minutemen conflict is literally guerrilla war.
Minutemen war. Do you know what Minutemen war? Do you know what a Minuteman is? It's line conflict.
Well, I mean, it depends if you're talking about like things like the Green Mountain Boys, or like you're talking about
like,
people
again,
like controlling their specific like region that they particularly own in areas that they themselves are civilians. And yeah, it's effectively guerrilla warfare, right? That's what that is.
I mean, yeah, sure. Like a part of it was asymmetrical, but the majority of it was line conflict. It wasn't asymmetrical. Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I'd agree with you if like the majority of it was asymmetrical, but like when we look at like the Revolutionary War, the majority of it was line conflict.
The point what I'm trying to bring up to you is that for whatever reason, you think that
also,
the United States won the Revolutionary War, but for the reason that the British retreated, and it is also the same thing that the United States retreated. It is fair to say that we lost the Vietnam War on that basis.
Hey, so I have a question for you.
So if we have, for example,
did we get pushed to the ocean?
The Revolutionary War was a win because we took over the land. Vietnam,
we'd already had it.
Crave said it best. Vietnam was a loss because we did not accomplish what we set out to do, and Vietnam gained nothing from it. It was a zero sum, right? Nothing happened in our favor as a result. We lost. We retreated. That is not ahistorical.
Hold on, wait.
There's literally Dylan here who studies history, and just FYI, right? You sat there and denied other people who are historians, right?
Well, no,
and you said under the basis of your own personal research. Yeah, okay. So then you can't say that's ahistorical. Right?
So
it's an anti-Jixi, but it's not ahistorical.
It's ahistorical, and I'm sure,
oh
Dylan,
my
if you study
fucking God,
history,
bro. This is so
Dylan,
dumb,
I'm
dude.
sure if you, Dylan, I'm sure if you
Jixi, I'm gonna give you the last word, and then we're gonna move on. That is wild.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
sure, Dylan, if you study history, you'd know that it wasn't nothing for South Vietnam. The South Vietnamese wanted sovereignty, which the Americans gave them. The Americans managed to stop the Tet Offensive. If the Tet Offensive was successful,
the objective, though. That was not the objective of the Vietnam War.
If you know anything, hold on, Dylan. If you know anything about the Vietnam War, then you'd know that yes, we failed on some goals. That's true, but there were also a majority of war goals. No, they're not the goal. The goal shifted. The goal shifted near the end of the middle to the end of the war. No, I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm not moving the goalpost. The American military moved it in like the 70s.
You are saying that based off of your subjective interpretation, right? This is the historical interpretation. Yes, it is, because you said you made the research. You're saying you're subjective. You went out and found the research.
Research isn't subjective. Research is based upon facts.
You analyzing it and getting to this conclusion, going against the historical consensus of historians, entirely means that it came from subjectiveness. Show me why
that's not true. Anyway, so let me finish.
You haven't named one historian that agrees with you. You don't even know. You don't even know historians that agree with you.
I don't need a historian to agree with me. You're falling back on
Dylan, you should let him finish. You only talk like 80% of the time. Please, come on.
So again, well, I was told that we'd get the last word and move on, so I just wanted to wrap up my point.
All right, go. I'm gonna give Jixi the last word. I'm gonna move everybody down.
Yeah.
Right. So
only 15 minutes.
I'm gonna give Jixi to give the last word. Go ahead, Jixi.
Just to wrap up my point. Okay, when we see the British losing, the British got pushed to the ocean. The Americans pushed into North Vietnam and stopped the North Vietnamese and brought them to the peace tables. So the conflicts are comparable. There's no way to say that it was a retreat, because it wasn't a retreat. We managed to push farther in North Vietnam than the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong were able to push into South Vietnam, and we were able to establish South Vietnamese sovereignty, which is what part of the war goal was, right? To establish South Vietnamese sovereignty free of communist control. If you disagree with that, you can argue with the American government. I didn't move the goalpost. The Americans moved the goalpost in the middle of the fucking war. So if you have a problem with that, that's fine. But if you are a self-proclaimed historian like you say, Dylan, then you'd know that this is the truth, right? This is very well documented in world history. You should have learned this in high school. You should have learned this in middle school. You should have learned this in college if you went to college to study these things, right? And that's all I have to say about it. That's it, really. That's really all that needs to be said.
Good talk, Jixie.
Yep, perfect.
Do you want me to tell you what the most frustrating thing was about that?
My desperate desire for better high
I'm gonna
school
tell you
education.
the amount of times. The amount of times Jixie said Vietnamese instead of Vietnamese. I don't know why he had such a hard time to say Vietnamese. I mean, I don't know. It's amazing. But if you give me 1 minute, I want to take his side, and I want to tell you about the time that I won the battle. I won the war against a piece of pie. Okay, so the thing is, look, I was a bit fatter, right? I wanted to lose weight, which I did eventually, right? But in the beginning, it's like I was still like a fatty.
I don't want to go at him.
No, this is about me.
Done.
This is about me. It's not about him. It's about me.
Winning a war against a piece of pie. Okay, go ahead.
A piece of pie. And what I did, so I had this piece of pie, like juicy as fuck, apple pie, really good, right? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna win the war. I'm not gonna eat the pie, right? So when I started, I said I'm not gonna eat the pie. But no, the pie was there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to change my goals. I'm only gonna eat 25% of the pie. And I just ate 25% of the pie, and then the pie, the rest, the 75% was still there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to revise the goal again. It's only half the pie, right? And I ate another 25%. The rest of 50% was still there. And then I kept revising the goal. And at the end of the last goal that I had was like, I'm just going to leave these 2 crumbles, right, of pie here on the plate. And I did it. I didn't eat the crumbs of pie at the end, right? Okay. So I technically won the war against the pie. You understand? That's how you win. That's how you win. It is what it is, man. I don't know why you're all harping against Jixie. That's how you win wars, right?
I just anyway. We're gonna leave it there because that is wild. So okay, all right. It looks like Strat Deck would like to speak, so we're gonna go ahead and invite Strat Deck. So give me 1 moment. That was crazy, bro.
Hey, Amanda, how you going?
Hello. Give me 1 quick second.
Go, man.
Strat Deck, you are being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. What did you want to talk about?
Well, it was sort of about what they were talking about before. I just wanted to make a quick point, if I could.
Sure.
Yes. So I don't see where Jixie is really coming from, because he is talking about small tactical victories that they had against the North Vietnamese and Viet Cong. But the overall strategic objective, which was initially prevent the fall of South Vietnam, prevent the spread of communism, the US failed in those objectives. Because obviously, as we know, Vietnam fell under communism, and that is how it is today. So there is no scenario, and I don't know any historian that is arguing that the US won in Vietnam. If anything, it was a humiliating defeat.
Well, according to Jixie's personal research, you're wrong, Strat. I'm not going to listen to stupid, dumb historians, right? With their own personal... he can think for himself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's free to think for himself, but what he's thinking is completely completely opposite of what occurred in reality. There is no scenario where you could see the US winning with how they did, because obviously they had internal problems at that time, domestically, and there was a strong anti-war movement because the war was illegal and they wanted to withdraw, and that was achieved. And Yeah, I mean, he's arguing that the North Vietnamese didn't win any strategic battles. I mean, well, you could argue the Tet Offensive, although it was a disaster, was a strategic and political victory for them. And obviously the fall of Saigon, which later became Ho Chi Minh City. And the parallels you can draw to, like, Afghanistan, where the US and coalition forces, their goal was to eradicate the Taliban and prevent them from coming back into power. And as we know, that didn't happen either. So there are some similarities you can draw from that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I learned, I remember just reading, like, from my history book or various history books, is that usually when you're on the defensive of a guerrilla war, the one that is on the defensive of the guerrilla war tends to win. Right. And the reason why is because the war effectively is unwinnable. You've got, areas where people are in their homeland where they basically control that region. They are familiar with that region, and they themselves are citizens of that region. So no matter how big your military is, no matter what, right, you're going to be dealing with nasty things like traps, as an example. People are sitting there in their homestead thinking, okay, well, there's going to be a foreign invader. I'm going to start, laying out tripwires. I'm going to lay out traps. I'm going to dig holes. I'm going to do all sorts of stuff that's going to make it really, really annoying for, any foreigner to come. And you're going to be aware of the traps. Whereas, so this one person, right, a single person, just having control over their house can actually really harm dozens, and if they're really good, hundreds of potential soldiers. So for every one person, especially over the fact that they themselves are a citizen and we're like post-Geneva Convention, guerrilla warfare is really the winning strategy on any front. I mean, even how advanced our military is, in the United States, when it really push came to shove with the guerrilla warfare tactics of the Taliban, or not really, of Al Qaeda, the Taliban, as well as various fights in the Middle East. I mean, we won some, but I mean, let's face it, man, we lost the fight in the Middle East. We did, right? We retreated, and the end result is that's the end. And I don't see it's any different for the Vietnamese people in the United States. I genuinely do not understand the position of Jixi. I don't get it.
Yes. No, as I don't understand it either, because as you correctly were saying, Vietnam in particular, the landscape and environment suited the defenders more, considering it was such a jungle environment, and particularly with the,
There was also like some of the traps. Have you seen some of these traps?
Yes.
Hold on, let me see. I just want to like point, like there's like a really good diagram that like showed these traps. I mean, it's a nightmare. It's not a good situation. Let me see if I can find the full. I got it right here. Yeah, this is. I
think what you guys are talking is like that's a war of attrition. And basically what the North Vietnamese did is just wage that war of attrition onto the Americans. Right. So, and it's like eventually you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
So I'm going to share it, right? So you can see like the bait, Viet Cong decoy lures American infantry into a trap. Right? Here's an instance, a spider hole, a sniper waiting for Americans from an entrenchment from where there's an easy escape into the tunnel system. Right? And look here, the bait, right? For example, this Viet Cong decoy jumps into this little hole, goes through, and he knows there's this tripwire there, right? And there's like a zigzag. So like, basically it's like it's a 60 to 120 degree zigzag of the tunnel. It basically causes the American soldiers to not have a clear view into the tunnels, right? And that's just an example of a tripwire. Imagine if there's a Viet Cong just sitting there waiting for you to turn a corner, right?
Yes.
And here we go. Niches located deep in tunnels where the Viet Cong wait for Americans passing. So little tiny holes, right? Where they're just they're just waiting in there with their guns, and it's like an American is what? They followed the bait, and there they are in a Viet Cong tunnel. There they are in the Viet Cong tunnel. I mean, guaranteed this person's going to die. I mean, look at this classic pit trap with punji spikes. Like this is a nightmare. And then another one. Look at this, a mini infirmary, right? Caves equipped with medicine and special ventilation, where the wounded gorilla could just rest in bed and gain strength. Like, bruh, what, dude? Wait, this guy's got a cinema underground. They found a cinema underground, just FYI, they did, right? These are real things that soldiers would need to resolve. Look at this, right? Instance where a guy has to crawl through here, a garrote ambush where Americans push their head through a narrow manhole, and then the Viet Cong are sitting there waiting with a garrote, waiting to choke you, right? Soldier with stick. All that technology and soldier with sticks got you hidden in a niche, covered in a thin wall of clay, right? So it looks like a wall. Viet Cong could see the American coming through a little viewing hole and then stab them with spears. This is a nightmare. What do you mean? Like, there is no winning this.
No.
What are you going to do with this? You're going to throw another 100,000 bodies at it? And then, mind you, right, they've got assistance coming from North Korea as well as China. They've got Chinese soldiers and North Korean soldiers fighting in this war, and it's like no wonder why we decided to retreat. This is a nightmare. Scorpion trap, Americans stumbling over a string, a door open, filling a tunnel with scorpions, a mine well. When faced with a steep shaft in the tunnel, grenades would fall on the Americans from above. After throwing them, the Viet Cong would close the entrance and hold it down with a sandbag. This is a nightmare. This is just death. Right? These motherfuckers are cooking in there. They're cooking, and they got a bike generator.
Yeah.
They're collecting water. What is happening here, bro? We're literally we gotta fight the what's it called? The oh my god, the natives in what's it called? Oh geez, I'm trying to remember the name. The natives of Arrakis, Fremen. We gotta literally fight the Fremen over here.
Yeah, I mean, I can go off Daniel's point that the North Vietnamese were in this for the long haul, so a battle of attrition suited them quite fine, because a prolonged conflict did not suit the US and their allies. And as we saw, the US was ultimately forced to withdraw because there was no way I could see that they would win this, certainly not on a short-term scale. And similarly to what Jixi was trying to argue with the American Revolutionary War, some historians try and argue that the British could have won that had they directed more resources and troops to the US colonies. But the colonies weren't that profitable for the British. Instead, they were more preoccupied elsewhere. So it's sort of like...
I mean, ask yourself, right? And someone asked that it in chat. They said, are there McDonald's in Vietnam? Probably not, right?
I'm pretty sure there is.
Is it really?
No.
Yeah, like recently, they've been like opening up to the West.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
There's a chance.
That's different, though, right? I mean, the fact. I mean, to be fair, right? Like, I personally, and Daniel will fight me every step of the way. I believe it's only a matter of time before something, communism just kind of collapses on its own. I don't think it requires the United States to like stop it, but that's just my own.
Vietnam is not communist either, so
a communist ideal is, if I could.
Yeah.
That is my point. They have the idea. I understand they're not technically a classless, moneyless, stateless society, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but they're a bit socialistic, right? I mean, they have a lot of good social programs in Vietnam, and even if they're like a poor country, they actually do a lot better when it comes to the happiness of their citizens than other bigger countries.
I honestly thought we were going to talk about more modern stuff, but here we are talking about Vietnam. That was wild,
I think,
man.
I think Magus wants to come up and talk to me.
About the same
Also,
topic.
Dylan also raised his.
Dylan as well?
Probably.
Okay, let's see. We'll invite them all. Let's invite them all. Is this about the same topic, guys?
Let's make a party.
Dylan,
Well,
is it about...
I was gonna try and genuinely have the topic about what we were talking about before about the pineapples and anchovies on pizza, but I just thought I wanted.
I'll be right back, but I am listening.
I got you.
Go ahead,
No, I
continue.
just wanted to end up and saying, like, you know, I feel like I understand his point a lot, and it's fair to say that the argument is made by some people, but like, I don't see how you can really make that argument, especially when you're being asked, like, what, like, can you understand the comparison? He didn't really understand.
Are you going to school for history right now, Dylan?
Yeah. So I do go to college for history. So
okay, but have you ever thought about doing like your own research?
I do
instead
do
of doing that.
I do my own research.
So why do you need to go to university? It's like, just do your own research, dude. Come on.
Well, it's
a
nice
lot
to go
better.
it's nice to go to university because if you go to university and you do research, you actually can get grants and actually can get money by the departments to support your research, right? Especially if it's research that hasn't been done or something new or something that is needed, it gets supported, right? And you find a lot of people in that field that want to support you as well. So if you're up for doing research in history, or if you're trying to do like archaeology, or something like that, like going to college is a great way how to get into it, not just going out in some random field and start digging up some dirt.
I don't know. I feel like, because I learned this thing from like anti-vaxxers. It's like the best research is like personal research, especially when you're like on the toilet. You just pop up some Reddit threads.
Yeah, but you get more resources if you're a college student. You're able to go out and you can talk to professors that have done research that have.
Well, what are those professors? What do they do? What do they do? Professors
do research.
Ugh. Okay. On their own or?
Well, no, through the university. They get paid.
You see, that's the problem.
Oh, you think the
They're
problem
biased.
is they get paid? There we go.
They're biased, yes.
Now I get your point that you're trying to make.
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends.
So I got you down.
I don't know. I mean, at the same time, if you spend a lot of time doing what they do, I mean, even if you got paid for it, I mean, a lot of them, it's not like I wouldn't say that history gets paid. And there is some bias because there's a lot of evidence of them getting underpaid compared to other types of research. I would say that you could probably see that more in like other places, like in STEM. You could probably see some more bias there, especially if it has something to do.
Yeah,
with
I mean, there's a lot more money to come out of research in STEM than in history. That's
yeah.
Yes,
and also,
that's
I go
definitely
to a public university as well. It's not private. So
I mean, as somebody that did STEM, right, and is in STEM, as a chemist, yes, there's a lot more money in there than it is in
you're
like
a chemist.
anything.
I feel that.
Anything related to history or like social sciences. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably like hate social sciences. You probably.
Oh no, I love it. I love history.
But have you ever? But as a chemistry chemist, have you ever made a joke about social sciences? Be honest.
Not really. I'll be honest. This is a very American thing. To be very honest.
Hold on, guys. I got some stunning news here. Right, we got ourselves here. From Classy Neurotic, he says
had his own research.
He says Joe Biden is a communist. Research. You have to do your own research.
Your own research, yes. Yeah.
Do your own research, yeah.
Yeah, if you do your own research, you're gonna get to the conclusion that Joe Biden is a communist. That is true.
Especially if you cherry pick.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's the facts, guys.
It is the facts. Joe Biden is a lizard.
Yes, obviously. Duh. Do your own research, nerd.
Obviously.
Don't you know that global warming's a conspiracy?
Oh my god!
But it
Do
is.
your
I
own
did my own
research.
research, and it proved that.
I did my
yes.
own research, and then I didn't ask any climate scientists because I'm not like those climate scientist shills. You know what I mean? You with me?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean
Jinxie-
the climate change industrial complex.
They're all paid by George Soros.
Jinxie
Horrible
is
person.
Jinxie's talking about the Andrew Wilson debate in the chat.
Was he?
He says that this is a bit more embarrassing than saying he won the Andrew Wilson
Oh,
debate.
okay. There you go. There you go.
There you
Well,
go. There you
Classic.
go.
The classic
I
go-to.
mean, yes, he needs to. He needs to. It's
So, yeah,
the mega cope.
But let's talk about what I wanted to talk about. I was going to ask you.
Hold
okay,
on. Let me close up this here. It's 250. Okay. All right. What did you? Okay. Now hold on. We'll try. Hold on. I'm gonna just get my.
You got to like clip it just to make sure.
Dylan, you have been invited to speak. What would you like to talk about?
Okay, so there was a very, very interesting hot take, number 98. Pineapple or anchovies on pizza is good.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean by is good?
Well, okay. I mean, it's not for everybody, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Me personally, I like it. And the anchovy one versus the pineapple one, those are two totally different reasons as to why I like it.
Okay, so let's start with the pineapple. Why do you think the pineapple is good?
Well, I think that there is like this very it's a very guttural, or maybe not guttural, very ancient understanding of what is it that humans like in terms of taste. And what it is fulfilling the trifecta of flavor, and you are evolutionarily determined to enjoy this. Why? Because you're an ape. You're an ape. I'm an ape. We're all apes. What it is it is a combination of sweet, salty, and fatty. Okay, it's a combination of these things that you go, ook, me want, give me more of that.
I got you.
And if, just so you know, right, you could pretty much do that for just about anything as long as it matches the trifecta of flavor. Then you will pretty much come to the conclusion that the ook me want. Okay, that's where I'm at with it. Okay, so let me give you an example, right? Barbecue. Why do you like it? Well, it's got the trifecta of flavor. Ook me want. And if you suspend your judgment, right, there are all sorts of bizarre combinations that you would not assume would be any good. But when you actually think about it and or try it, you actually find out, oh, wait, ook me want. And so I'll give you an example. You have ice cream, delicious on its own. Nice and
God, here we go.
You got a bit of the sweet. And hell, you could even say that you got a little bit of the salty, you know? But there's no fatty. Well, I mean, there is some fatty. But you know what? I bet you can make this even better. Add bacon to it. Yeah, be a psycho. Be a psycho, add bacon to it, and then boom, all of a sudden, I'm telling you, you have this, ook, me want, that's what happens, right? That's exactly
it already has fatty. It already has fatty. It is made out
But
of,
you're just adding to it, right? And it makes the brain
like
go,
grease.
ook, me want. I'm telling you, dude, I'm not going crazy when I'm suggesting this, because
Okay.
It really
I see where you're
is.
going with this, though. But
No.
like, think.
Have you ever had it? Pineapple on pizza? Or are you just like,
Yes, I have. No. I have had
And
it.
you don't
I
like
have tried
it.
a lot of things in my life. No. So like, let me ask you this: when you go eat a pizza, right? Because one of the biggest arguments that people say is that the reason why pineapple deserves to be on pizza is, why does anything deserve to be a pizza? Pizza is like an experimental thing, right? Where you can throw anything on it, right? And it's good. Would you agree? It's kind of like a thing that you just kind of experiment with.
I feel like there's some things you could put on a pizza and it would not be good.
Like what? In terms of food, though, not about anything. things that would make sense too. Not like putting a bar of ice cream on top. Like that wouldn't make any sense. You can't put something cold on top of something hot.
Yeah, I think if you had like an
Maybe
entire,
mayo?
just like an entire, like a
wrong with
giant, like a big ass fish, just a big ass fish.
There's a salmon in the middle of the. Well, but then that would be the anchovy thing, right? What's wrong with that? It's just like anchovies.
Yeah, but
fish
it's
on pizza.
tiny. It's tiny. The anchovy
Okay,
works
what if-
because it's tiny and you
What
don't
if I
have
want-
to deal with these bones. I mean, there
What
is
if I want,
bones,
like, at
but
least,
it's
like, 3 inches of
it's
anchovies
chewy.
on
You
each
could just
bite?
eat it, and it's okay.
So if I
doesn't
was to
really-
give you a pie and it had 3 inches of anchovies on it, would you consider that a good pie? Would
if
that
it
be
had
good?
3 inches of anchovy on it.
Yeah, like on each slice, it had a layer of 3 inches.
Like
Yes,
this thick worth of anchovies?
yes.
That would not be good. That would be way too much.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You're basically
Well,
just
you're-
eating
you're taking-
anchovies at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, at that point, you're eating a week's worth of sodium.
Okay, but let me go back. So I just wanted to see if we could agree whether or not that pizza is like an experimental thing, where it's like things that you just put on and see if it works. Right? There are many different types of. You don't just eat pizza with just cheese and sauce. You can do many things. You can add pepperoni. You can add different meats. You can have different vegetables. You can add all this. You can add sauces. You can add. It's one of those things that is so versatile. Correct?
Oh, you know what would not go well on a pizza?
Okay. What?
Cream cheese.
Why not?
It's gross.
No, I
Texture's
disagree.
Way off. What about pizza bites?
Oh,
Nah,
pizza bites on pizza.
horrible, horrible.
Wouldn't that be
Okay, what
terrible?
about-
That'd be
What about French
horrendous.
toast?
No
What
one
about
would.
French toast on
That
pizza?
would be awful.
Barbecue sauce.
An entire.
No,
wait.
no,
They actually
whoa.
have pizzas with barbecue sauce
pizza.
in the United States.
Yes, barbecue
Horrible.
chicken pizza.
They got them here as well.
Also, French fries.
Cla-
By the way,
cla-
if you go to Italy,
Classy Neurotic
they have a
says the
pizza.
perfect pizza is no toppings, no cheese, no sauce, and extra dough.
Perfect.
It's just bread.
so in Italy
This is
they
a
have pizza
giant
with French fries.
flatbread.
By the way,
Could you imagine if you just gave somebody like a solid loaf of bread that's not like cut or anything? It's just a loaf of bread, and they're like, "Here, have some pizza." It's deep
that's
dish.
a poor man's pizza, just dough.
Poor man's pizza.
It's
just called
deep
flatbread.
dish, guys. Okay, no,
but no,
back
but
to the
let's-
pineapple thing, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, I genuinely think that it tastes very good, and I think most people would actually really enjoy it.
I have a question to ask you. You also mentioned something about texture. That, for example, cream cheese you wouldn't like on pizza because of its texture, right?
Yeah,
Not
probably a
necessarily its
weird.
flavor.
Yeah, it's a weird texture to.
Okay,
put
so
in.
would you? So when you talk about pizza, do you think that pizza should be like crispy to some like it should somewhat be crispy, right?
Do I think that pizza should be crispy? No, not necessarily. It could be soft.
Well, not. Let's say
It's
this.
just
Would you
cream
like it
cheese
to?
wouldn't.
What about
work.
soggy? Would you think a slice of pizza or a pizza soggy is a good thing?
Yeah, generally no.
Okay, so then, but that's a problem though because like when you add pineapple, you introduce a lot more water onto the pizza,
mean,
and so
I've done
sometimes
that
it gets a lot more soggy.
no more than a slice of tomato, and I love a pizza with a slice of tomato on it. Have you ever had that? It's pretty good.
no, I have.
It's good, isn't it?
I would.
Lots
I would
of
say,
water on
though,
that.
I think that depends how watery the slice of tomato is because there are some tomatoes that are a little waterier than others. Some of the types, but pineapple contains a lot of water.
Yeah, but we're not talking
Especially
an
when you
entire
finish
slice of tomato. We're talking about like a few pieces of pineapple. And just so you know, most of the water is encapsulated in the pineapple.
I don't know. When you put pineapple on pizza, some of the water does kind of get onto it, and it does
I
get
guess
a little
so,
bit
but then
soggy.
so would tomato. But tomato's nice.
Mm,
What about cherry
it really-
tomatoes? Have you ever had cherry tomatoes on a pizza where it's
I-
like a
you know
sweet
what?
tomato?
I haven't. I have not.
Really, they have that available
not.
at Pizza Hut. You can get
No.
You
They
can
are
get,
amazing.
yes,
So-
the Romano tomatoes. Does that come from?
That is a classic. That is a classic Italian type of pizza where they put cherry tomatoes on the pizza. Yes.
Okay. Well, no, I was actually wondering because it says Romano, right? And I was wondering if that's a.
Yeah, it's probably Italians. Yeah, Italian cherry tomatoes. They're
I
really big there.
I think Amanda thought it came from Romania. I think.
Yes.
He was asking.
Oh no, not
No,
they
no.
don't know. It's from Romano means from Rome.
Oh.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyways, so
It's actually in Italian.
okay, you don't have a problem with that though, right?
With the cherry tomatoes, probably not.
Why?
They don't contain as much water as pineapples do.
So your problem with
the pie gets a
the
little
pizza is the fact that
soggy.
it's soggy?
Yeah, it gets soggy. Kind of
I've-
loses the point of being pizza.
I have not
Like for example,
about how
let me
it's
put it-
soggy before. Like
Let me put it into this context.
I don't see
If
it's
I
any
grab-
more soggy than like I don't know pepperoni. Like pepperoni in terms of like the
No.
oil content, absolutely increases the soggy factor.
but not yeah, but it's not. First of all, no, it really depends. It depends. But even with the additional grease, it doesn't raise it
It's
as much
certainly
as
not
pineapple does.
More than like
Pineapple makes it very
the
soggy.
cherry tomatoes. Like, come on, there's tons of water in that cherry tomato.
I don't think more than pineapple.
A pineapple.
When I have it, so to give you context,
Are you like I'm
Wait,
talking
wait,
about
wait.
these little tiny like pieces
yes.
of pineapple
yes,
compared to a cherry tomato, which is like this big, and then an actual tomato
cherry
slice is
tomato.
like this big.
yeah. There's more.
Obviously, there's
I mean,
more
in terms of
water
the-
in the
but I'm
tomato
saying in terms
slice.
of an entire pie. So to give you context, by the way, I actually own a pizzeria. So when we make pies with pineapple, if I was to make a pie with tomato, right? It is a little bit more soggy. That's why I'm saying so. It ends up being more soggy, even though you could say that the pineapple is small and the tomato slice. Yeah, but I don't put like more than like what 2-3 slices of tomato on each slice. Whereas with pineapple, you put at least 8-9 pieces of tomato
Hell yeah.
pineapple depending on the slice.
It's good.
But it makes it soggy. So what? Okay.
I don't give a
But my
fuck. It's
que-
good.
Okay, so then you don't care about the texture in a general sense.
No, I do
You're
care about
okay-
the texture. It's good. And hell, the pineapple itself is nice and crunchy. It's nice.
Okay, what about if the pineapple's too sweet? Don't you think that its sweetness kind of like overpowers the cheese and the tomato sauce?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
So you just mentioned how you like having pineapple, having a lot of pineapple is a good thing. So don't you think the sweetness overpowers the cheese and the tomato sauce?
No.
Why? If it's more,
bro, it's got the
apparently there.
trifecta, bro.
Yeah, but like in terms of a culinary sense, like think about it as so. That's what I'm saying. So
Nope.
you're basing it good. You think it's good to
Bro,
say
if
that
you
something
think
is good based
barbecue
off
is
of-
good, you ought think pineapple pizza is good.
I don't think barbecue is good. Like if you're talking about the sauce,
Well,
no.
now we got to fight. We got to fight. We got to
sauce?
we got to
You
fight.
you think barbecue sauce is good?
Huh? Yeah, I love barbecue.
Okay, the reason why I think barbecue sauce is not good, right, is because you really don't need barbecue sauce on a piece of barbecue, like meat, like actually barbecued, if it's good. It should have all of its flavor in its seasonings and the way that it is prepared. There's no need to put
What the hell do you
this
think
sauce
barbecue
on top
is?
and make it- Barbecue?
Yeah, it's seasoning.
But I'm talking about barbecue in the sense of the cooking, like actually making it on the grill or in a smoker.
Well, I do
It
that.
should not need
and
anything.
also,
There's no need to put.
why
dump
can't I
the
use a
on top of
sauce?
it. No one said you can't use it. It's just not good in my opinion.
How is it not? You're so weird.
Because
man. I've never
I'm
heard
also-
someone say I don't like barbecue.
the reason why I also don't like barbecue is because I'm Uruguayan.
Well, I get
and
it. You don't like
eat a lot.
happy. And that's okay.
No, it's
Not
not,
everybody
about
likes
happy. All
happy.
happy is different.
Not
Our happy
everybody
is a
likes
little different.
happiness. It's fine. I get it.
We believe in my culture, meat on its own should be good on its own. It doesn't need anything like a sauce or anything.
What
on
about
top.
if I put
It already
empanadas is the topping. We're doing
It's
empanada
empanada on what?
toppings. Yeah, it's just
On what? On
empanadas
pizza?
on the pizza. Yeah, empanada
That's like me
top.
throwing a, that's like me throwing a Big Mac on every
Yeah.
on every slice.
Yeah, exactly. Big Mac on the slice. What do you think of that?
What do I think about it? I think I need to try it. I think it sounds so interesting that I think you need to try it. No.
And then add chimichurri on top.
See now that's a pretty good.
Chimichurri would be good on pizza.
It would be good. Like that's so do you really are okay, so think about this. So let's say I bring you a very nice steak in front of you and I put two sauces right in front of you. You have barbecue sauce and you have chimichurri. Which one do you think?
Chimichurri, there's no question.
Okay.
Chimichurri.
Then you agree with me.
You don't first
Then
of
you
all,
agree with me.
well, but it's a nice you're talking about a nice steak. Right? You don't put barbecue
so
sauce on a
barbecue-
nice steak.
Oh, so barbecue sauce is only for low cheap cuts?
No, I'm not saying it's like for low cheap cuts. I'm saying, well, actually, yeah, I will say that. I'll own that.
Yeah.
It is for low cheap cuts, but that's barbecue sauce is good for that sort of thing. So doesn't mean it's bad.
Yes, it is, because you don't need to put something on something.
Yeah, but I don't got $40 to spend on a fucking
You don't have to buy a better piece of
on
meat.
a,
You
like
just
a
need to
really
cook it better.
fucking nice steak. Like maybe I just want
No,
pork
you don't
sliders.
Have to. You don't have to. And you can make that pork taste better without throwing barbecue sauce on it.
What?
Yes,
Well,
you can.
yeah, I can, but I'm literally
tell
I
me-
got my
tell me
grill.
What is the
and
cheapest?
I'm gonna be grilling barbecue. Like, what do you mean?
Wait, I have a question.
What is this
Amanda. What is the
argument?
cheapest meat? What is the cheapest meat that you can make at a barbecue that you would dump barbecue sauce on? What's the cut?
Like on a cow or
No,
any
in
animal.
anything. You know, it could be pork. It could be any. What is a cheap cut? But I mean, it has to be cow.
pork, chicken,
No, but what is the
chicken.
cut? What is
chicken.
chicken? So you
Yeah,
dump-
chicken.
Okay. You think you can't cook a chicken breast to taste better so that it doesn't have to just be dumped in barbecue sauce?
Well, to be fair, right? If you've ever had my barbecue chicken, you would be like,
Okay.
yeah, you should cook that in bar. It's really good. Yeah, because I got my charcoal grill, and I'm like, like you're not gonna get that charcoal, nice barbecue flavoring cooking, with just some standard rub.
I think you can. I really think you can. I think you can get that
What
the nice
are you
taste from this
doing?
thing. What do you mean? What am I doing?
What are you doing to get a flavor like that? Explain.
So number one is you put it in a marinade. I think marinades are much more effective than just throwing some dry rub on some
I can
chicken.
marinate and then barbecue it. What do you mean? In fact, I'm
Exactly.
marinating it
What I'm
in
saying
barbecue
is-
sauce.
No, that's no.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't give a crap. I'll put it in a
No.
giant
How
pot
would you marinate
and I'll
it?
throw it in barbecue. Yeah, why not? It's got good flavor. It's acidic. It's perfect.
No, it's not. It's
What?
not good.
Yes, it is.
It's not good. It's not good.
I've had it plenty of times. People who have my barbecue go, that's really good.
That's really they go just for the barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay. What brand of barbecue sauce do you specifically use?
Oh, what's it called? I use the spicy sweet baby rays.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you what it looks like.
I gotcha.
Jesus, hold on.
I think I got a bit confused because
so this is it.
when I say barbecue, I mean something different. So
I'm pulling it
instead
up
of
on Chrome so
spicy,
you can
sweet,
see. You
whatever.
can see
There
this
you
is
go.
my
It's Baby Ray's.
sweet baby rays barbecue sauce.
That is the holy grail right there for barbecue sauces, in your opinion.
No,
Oh, it's not.
no, but it's easy to get a hold of.
Okay, well, no, Daniel. Well, what I'm trying to say
Right?
is that
Especially
you
if
can
I'm
make
cooking a
something taste good.
shit ton of meat. Which, if I'm barbecuing, I'm gonna feed you. Oh, you gonna get fat. You're gonna
Would
be
you-
so
would you
full.
say
You're gonna
you-
be splattering all over the wall.
Would you then argue? Did you barbecue for Thanksgiving? Or for
No,
Christmas?
no, I did not. No.
Or for Christmas, really?
No. I did. I went to my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Different scenario, man. But bro,
would you say that you do like southern? Like, would you say that you southern cook your stuff when it comes to barbecue? Or would you say it's more of a?
If you consider Creole to be,
No,
sometimes
Creole's its own thing. Southern and
yeah.
Creole are its own thing.
Well, let's be honest. Creole is Southern.
I guess I would say that like Southern derives from Creole. I would say. I feel like that would be a better way of describing it because Southern takes like a different twist on things and means different in different states. And then Creole is Creole. You really can't
That's actually
it.
one of the things that where people say like America has no culture, and then I respond by saying no, America does have culture, Creole, and they have a really hard time answering that because they don't even realize that whole Louisiana jazz, with the Creole cooking is just, yeah. I mean, it's just not found anywhere other than Louisiana.
Honestly, I'm one of those people that believe that America don't have a culture either, but that is an interesting point, and that's why I wouldn't argue that either, actually. I'm not going to even argue that. I would have to think about it. I'd have to think about that answer. But to go back to our original conversation about the pineapple and the anchovies, because we moved on, even though barbecue sauce is not good.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I think
doesn't like
pineapple...
happy. It doesn't like happy. Go ahead.
No, I'm extremly happy. I think pineapple and pizza makes the pizza soggy. It makes it super
Soda's
soggy.
Tomato, soda's Romano tomatoes.
Not in my experience, maybe it hasn't. In your experience, maybe it has. I think that
I mean, in terms of raw water content, I promise you that entire slice of tomato is going to have a lot more than like the 6 or 7 and that's being generous, by the way, right? 6 or 7 pineapple pieces on your pizza. I'm sorry. I find your argument of like sogginess to be weak.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you haven't made your own pizza, have you? You have only like bought it. Okay, so would you put the pineapple before it cooks, or would you put it on after?
Before.
Okay, would you have the same thing for the tomato?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was saying that maybe that's the difference. Why? Maybe because you put the tomato in and don't put the pineapple in. I was guessing that might have been a difference, but never mind. But let's move on from the pineapple because you think it's a weak argument. Okay, what about anchovies? Do you think sliminess is like a good texture?
I don't think anchovy is slimy.
What?
No. Oily. I don't know about slimy. But
okay, so
the main thing that drives people off is the umami flavor of anchovy. It's a very, very strong, pungent umami flavor. Right? We can't deny that, right? And when I say umami flavor, it's fishy. Yeah. Fishy is the flavor. I mean, me personally, I like that kind of flavor. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. But I can see why people would not like it. And so I get it, right? I'm able to at least empathize with people in knowing it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. It's just hard to debate this since at the end of the day you really can't argue that taste can be objective.
Well, we debated the pineapple thing. I promise you, it's you're just wrong. You're just wrong.
I'm just wrong.
You're just wrong.
Okay, but don't you think that my point that I would make about anchovies is, number one, I think it's overpowering because of the fact that it has a strong fishy taste, like you mentioned, the umami. It is very salty. Depending on where you get it, you mentioned that it's greasy, but it could also be slimy or even grainy. I think that it's very difficult to pair anchovies with other toppings to put on pizza, which makes it not a great ingredient. because it's very difficult to pair with other things because of the way that it is.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit of the experience, right? When it comes to having anchovy pizza, you probably have noticed when you order online that the anchovy pizza is not the anchovy is not an option, right? Ordering online, it's something you're calling in on, and even then, a lot of the pizza places just don't have it, right? So you got to ask specifically, gotta specifically go to a pizza place that's going to have it. But even assuming that they do have it, right, there is a conversation to be had. Right. First of all, if you've got any friends who plan on having that pizza, there's no half and halving this pizza. You can't half anchovy, half, meat lovers. The entire pizza is going to be tainted no matter what you do. Okay, that's number one. The second thing to consider.
It's a bad thing.
Well, the second thing to consider is even if you were to get your own personal pizza of anchovies, right? If there are friends over and they're having pizza, they will not like the smell of that pizza. They're not going to like it. They're going to be like, what the fuck did you order? You can't have that. I'm sick. Just, I'm not even eating it and I'm sick. Right? So here's what happens, right? There's not a varying group of people that are getting an anchovy pizza, right? Really what it is assuming that there's a bunch of 50-plus-year-olds sitting around and there you are, and I'm like, hey, I want to order a pizza. What do you guys like on your pizza? Like, oh, I'm a meat lover. And then one guy gets an idea. Says, wait a minute. Everybody here is male in their 50s. Oh, fuck. Wait, do I get an opportunity? Oh, hey, guys, what do you think of that? What do you think if we ask for anchovy? I love anchovy. Oh, yeah, me too. I love anchovy. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's get an anchovy pizza. That's the only time you can have or alone. That's the only time you can have an anchovy pizza, right? So when you get a pizza, it's an event, man. It's an event to have the anchovy pizza.
But my thing is, doesn't that seem to be something that isn't good since you have to find these event placements, right? Like you see what I'm saying? Like you're saying, it is.
I like it. I like the saltiness. I like the fishiness. Okay, I like the flavor. I like it. Right. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think No, that's fine. But I'm saying,
I get it. People don't like it.
Good. Okay, but I'm saying it's overall good. But what are the good things about it?
I like the salty, fishy umami flavor. I like it.
Okay.
Right? I'm here for it. Right? I like more complex flavors. I'm the kind of guy that likes capers. Okay? Right? I will enjoy more eclectic flavors. Right? And that doesn't bother me.
But capers are good, actually. Especially with chicken.
But they got a really hefty flavor, and you can't just give capers to a kid, is what I'm saying, right? There's going to be people that are going to be like, I don't like capers. It's a pungent flavor. It's not exactly the friendliest of flavors. Okay, is kind of what I'm trying to point out.
I was given a lot of things as a kid, and capers was one of them, and it was amazing.
My parents were broke, so there ain't no fucking capers lying around. They're not getting me capers. They were giving me what was it? Pan pizza. Do you know what this is?
Pan pizza.
Pan pizza. Yeah, my parents are Spanish. They had to get creative sometimes. So my mom would get a tomato sauce with some mozzarella cheese. Right?
This is such news to me, Amanda.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were Spanish.
Yeah, mozzarella cheese, and sometimes, if we were lucky, hot dogs sliced up on the slice of bread, and she would
it be like actual hot dogs, or would it be like Vienna sausages from the can?
It was actual hot dogs. Yeah, it was actual hot dogs.
Oh, okay, in my household, I've used Vienna sausages.
Yeah, those have so much salt in them, bro. Oh my god,
yeah,
it's horrible. No, so anyway, my mom would make this bread pizza, right? That's what it was called. It was called pan pizza. That's Spanish for bread slice, right?
Yep.
Pan pizza. Yeah. Well, listen. Even as an adult, I have like a soft spot for pan pizza. Yeah, for pan. Yeah, yeah, because it's like it just reminds me of my childhood. Yeah.
Where are you from, Amanda? Like, where is your family from?
My family's from Chile.
Oh, okay. Oh
Yeah.
wow, I would never have guessed that. I truly thought you were just like a plain old like European descendant.
Nope. Well, I
Like,
mean, I
right.
am European descendant. But with that being said, both my parents are born in Chile.
Mm. Okay, but I still don't see how you could make the argument though that it is good overall. You know, like
Mhm.
I feel like you're saying that, oh, since it's good in my taste buds, it's good overall. Like I feel like it's not good overall. The fact that you have to eat it alone because no one else likes
Mhm.
the smell, or the fact that you can't order in half and half pie if you're going to a party. Like if someone says, oh, we're gonna have a pizza party, you can't say, oh, let me get half of it with anchovies. Like no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no. But even if you get your own, you're gonna have to sit in a corner because it smells horrible,
Mhm.
right? And then you also have the fact that anchovies are very oily, right? You mentioned it too. They're oily and they're slimy. I really thought you would have understood that. maybe it's a different brand, but
I
they
like
like
it. I
tend
like
to slide.
the
They
anchovy,
tend to
man.
slide off. They tend to
Do
slide
they?
off the
Well, I
slime.
mean, if they're small and they just kind of like they put a single one in the center on each slice is basically the way that it's been.
Oh, I feel bad for your pizzeria
Yeah.
then that's doing that because I don't do
What?
that in mine.
What are you
We
doing
put
in
a whole
yours?
bunch. We put a nice amount. What?
Oh, really?
You
That's
pay you're
nice.
paying. Hey, if you're paying for a specialty slice, you're gonna get your worth in the slice.
Huh.
If not, what's the point of getting the specialty slice? You
Yeah, I
get a
mean, I
nice
suppose
slice.
so.
You call and you say you want a nice slice of anchovies. We put. I think I would say that I probably put like. Damn, in terms of I
Yeah.
could not. We don't measure. Pizzerias, you don't measure shit. The only thing you measure is
Yeah,
when you
that's
make
wild.
dough, and you don't really. I mean, it's true. It's just it's difficult. I can tell you how many pepperonis you put on per slice, but in terms of anchovies,
Hmm.
especially because they're really fragile, so sometimes it doesn't come out like a full strip. You know what I mean? I don't put like
Hmm.
full strips. Sometimes it's a little broken up and stuff. I would say you probably have like 55 to 75% of the slice covered in anchovies.
Hmm.
It's a good amount. It's a good amount. But a singular anchovy on an entire slice is crazy. I also have pretty big slices, so if you put a single slice of it, that's like just eating a plain pie with some weird strip in the middle. Doesn't give you enough flavor.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so since we're talking about weird things, right? Like anchovies, what do you think about like Colombian the tendency of Colombians to eat the butt off of ants?
I've never heard of that.
Really? You have
Yeah,
never?
my it's interesting because like my step parents, they come from Colombia. I've never heard of that. I've
So,
even
yeah,
been to Colombia. I've never seen that.
yeah. So there's there's a specific ant, and it's called I think it's called basically I don't remember the name in Spanish, but it literally translates to big ass ant. That's literally their names.
Hmm.
Well, and it's basically this huge ant that they roast, and basically they grab the ant and they tear off its little butt that it's pretty huge and eats it.
That's wild.
Yeah, probably goes very well with pineapple.
With the anchovies as well. Oh, that's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Would you eat pineapple and anchovies on the same pizza?
That would be dastardly.
That would
God,
That's
that
the
would be.
ultimate pizza. That's
That
how they
would be.
call it.
Yeah, that would be that. That would be like basically
side
putting
chat,
the
by the way,
biggest
the-
middle
yeah.
finger to everyone who likes pizzas. Like,
By the way, there's the answer on the side chat. That's how they look like.
huh?
They're huge.
I have
ants.
never,
Like they are huge.
never
ants.
seen this. Never in my life have I ever seen
Really?
that. Yeah, Never
This
seen
is a
that.
delicacy. This is a delicacy in Colombia.
It's kind of like you know what's a delicacy in the United States? Rocky Mountain oysters. But it's like,
Yes.
let's be honest, most people are not eating Rocky Mountain oysters.
I tried them once. They were really good. They were, in my opinion, they were good.
Really? I'd try
Yes.
them. I would. I'd try them.
Did you try them or no?
I said I would try them.
Oh, so you haven't? No, you have to try them. They're actually they're pretty good.
Yeah, never had the opportunity.
by the
Like,
way-
honestly, if somebody prepared Rocky Mountain oysters, why not? Let's give it a
What
shot.
are some things what are some things culinary that you, or some things that you've tried from certain cuisines that you said, no, this is bad, this is horrible?
Limburger cheese was horrendous.
Limburger cheese?
Yeah, that was bad. That
Which
was
one is
really
the-
bad. That was not appropriate.
What was which one is that one? Is that the
So it's a type of cheese.
it's
That is-
it's one of those smelly cheeses, right?
Huh?
It's one of those smelly cheeses,
No,
right? That's
no,
why?
it's much worse than that. It's a cheese that is made by the Amish, and it's one of those cheeses that's just it's. Let me see if it. I'm going to show
I
you what
searched
it
it up
looks
here.
like. It looks relatively unassuming. Okay.
It's a Dutch cheese. Yeah, it's
It
pretty
looks-
So
shit.
this
It
is
looks-
it. I'm going to
looks-
show. I'm going to
it
show
looks
it to you on
pretty
my Chrome.
normal. Okay, it looks pretty normal though, even when they take it out.
You can find this
Uh-huh.
at just about any grocery store, and I just want to let you know
Mhm.
that a Limburger cheese. You know how like shit smells
Yes, horrible.
in your mouth.
Don't tell me this tastes.
Just that smell is the taste.
Oh my god.
And I could not I could not understand why. You know, it's the same reaction that I had with durian.
Durian?
It's
to be-
probably the fermentation process that makes it have that taste.
Yeah.
I was
Incredible.
gonna say,
I'm
For
wondering why.
sure, it's
I
the
think-
fermentation process.
I think
I don't
think
gotta put
durian
two and two
is-
together to know that's the fermentation process there, Daniel. It was horrible.
I like to be Captain Obvious, okay?
I think durian is actually pretty good. I don't think it actually is that bad.
What?
Yes.
How do you not like
I never
pineapple on
tried that.
pizza, but you're telling me
No,
durian
no,
is
no.
good?
Wait. I don't think pineapple on pizza is objectively good. Subjectively, I like pineapple on pizza. Same thing with anchovies. I would eat it. But durian is pretty good. It has a very acquired taste.
I just
I
want to
think
show
it's
you,
more
right?
acquired than anchovies.
Here's a
Okay.
sign that you can find.
But it is about
So-
the smell.
We got to talk about this, right? I mean, the government somewhere was like,
They smell so
we
bad.
gotta regulate this.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that bill hit the Senate floor? It's like
They're
we need
like,
to ban
yes,
durian
yes,
from
I
the
have to take
transport."
the subway all the time. Yes, we need to regulate this, right?
Would it be a bipartisan thing?
It was a
People vote?
I promise you, it's a bipartisan support on this one. I promise you
But
that.
I'm pretty sure it's Singapore that actually bans them in public.
Yes, they're
It is
really
Singapore.
nasty. They're nasty. Okay, and so I just want to let you know. The only time that I had durian was not that I had durian, but rather a derivative of durian.
Okay.
There was an Asian market that had durian vanilla wafer cookies.
Oh god.
And I'm going to show you what they look like, right? Just so you get an idea of what I was doing. Crap.
Have you ever tried the
Yeah, it's like
surströmming?
this. It's like this. No, I have not. I want to try that.
I've not tried those actually.
So, it is a durian flavored wafer cookie that you can get. And I just want to take you through my process, right? I'm a pretty adventurous eater. I like things that are different. I will try things that are different, including surströmming. I would. So I'm just sitting there and I have my wafer and I just go,
We want to let some new people up.
yeah, sure.
They're asking for new people, but I'll step down in a second. But I think you have a very you didn't really like the. No. I think durian is very acquired taste.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It tasted like it was like BO and feet and like just this combined amalgamation of just gross put into a vanilla wafer cookie, and they're like, that's the flavor.
I think it tastes great. I honestly I wouldn't buy it every day, but I think that if someone said you want to eat a piece of durian, I definitely would eat it again. It was tasty. I like a lot of Asian stuff.
My brother's girlfriend, they said that they wanted to try durian. I said, if you try durian, I will try durian, and we will just have just the fruit, because I myself have not tried the fruit on its own. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try again. I'll report back. But just so you know, the smell of it came out the other way when it was done. Okay, I thought it was over with. 2 days later, it came back. Okay, it's not good. It's not a happy. Anyway, sorry. We should bring in more people.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
This is a good
the only
topic.
thing I will say the last thing I will say is the worst thing I've ever tried, which I think no one should ever say is good, is those like weird tasting sodas that have like ranch flavor.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Uncle Lester.
Yes, those sodas are horrible.
Uncle Lester.
There's even a soda I think that he has. It's like flavored communism. And it's just such a weird
Uncle
taste.
Lester comes in here and busts out these sodas that make you want to die. I'm gonna show it to you on screen. Here they are. They got come back. They got the bacon. What the fuck is that? All right, they got the bacon.
Peanut butter.
You get a peanut butter jelly and the ranch dressing. Pumpkin pie and sweet corn.
The ranch, the bacon, and then they have one. They just released
Lester.
Wait. But they just released one. They have a bacon one with chocolate and bacon with maple syrup.
Look at him. He even looks gross. He looks like the guy, you know, that like that would discover uranium and go, let's make a soda out of it.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
It's bad. It's not a fun time.
No, but yeah, I'll let you go, Amender. Black olives. No,
I love black olives. That should not be a soda. Anyway.
That's
all right.
I will leave you be.
Yeah, we'll leave you be. Okay. All right. Holy crap. Look at that. Do you see that? That says black olive soda.
I have no idea why people would make such a thing. Because, you know, like olives, I don't know if you ever...
Right.
Like olives, they need to stay in some watery stuff, right? Which kind of make like a juice that the olives stay in. That water is horrible. You don't drink that, you know?
So we do have a bunch of people that do want to join, so we're going to go ahead and bring them in. I'm going to invite LaJarvinet. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Give me 1 second, LaJarvinet. Go ahead and unmute if you could. LaJarvinet, you are being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm good, 1stAmender. How are you?
What can I help you with?
I would just like to confront you about the transphobia you did to me the other day.
The transphobia, huh?
Oh, by the way, Amanda,
Yes.
just a second before you move forward. There's a very good chance that this is G Lion using a voice changer.
I'm not G Lion. I
Just so you
wish
know.
you would please stop telling me that. I've asked multiple times, please.
All right, so I'm gonna just ask you, La Jarvinette, have you seen
It's
my
La
video?
Javiente.
Have you seen my videos?
What video?
My videos?
No, I want to confront you about what you said to me
Mm-hmm.
in your private room you had the other day.
Yep.
You were making fun of my AI voice.
Did I?
I use it for gender affirming care.
Really? So let me ask
And
you
I
this,
tried to
right?
explain it
So
to
let
you.
me ask you this,
And you
right?
said,
So when
cool
I
story,
said
bro.
hey, is there any
You
way
said, cool story,
that you
bro.
can turn off that AI of a voice changer? It's very distracting, very difficult to understand you. And then your response immediately was, "My doctor said." Right? And when I
Yeah,
heard
my
my doctor said, right? That tells me you're bullshitting. Because a doctor would
Am I
never
bullshitting?
would never tell you, hey, use an AI voice changer. That would not be your doctor. Your doctor would never say that. Right? A doctor's
He
not
didn't
going to
say
recommend
specifically to use an
turning on
AI
an AI
voice
voice changer.
changer.
Okay, so you saying your doctor said is kind of
How
stupid,
are you
isn't
going
it?
to tell me
Right?
when
You're
my doctor
lying.
recommended
You're
me?
lying. Right? And then let me also point
lie.
out that every single one of my videos, any of them regarding trans
This is
people, are
transphobic.
intensely pro-trans.
Like, I can't believe
so you're
this.
trying to paint it as if that I am not pro-trans. Well, that's just a lie. And the entire mod staff
You're telling
was
me that
also
I'm
very
not
well
trans.
aware of it. No, I believe you're a troll.
You're telling me that I'm not trans.
I believe you're a troll.
I'm not a troll. Ask me any questions you want.
I believe you're a troll.
I'm not a troll. I'm here to have an honest discussion with you. To tell you that you was kind of messed up that you kicked me out of your room the other day.
Yep, and I'm going to keep kicking you
When
out
I
of that
tried
room
telling you my
as long
voice
as you
changes
keep
for
lying.
gender affirming care.
Yep, you will continue to be kicked out
I'm
of
not
my
lying.
rooms on site because
Why am I being accused of lying?
Because you
I
did
thought
lie.
you were a
You did
transgender
lie.
ally. That's what Athena told me.
You did lie.
She told me to confront you on the show, and you probably say it was a misunderstanding. But apparently you're doubling down.
Oh yeah,
So are you transphobic or not?
I'm not transphobic, not at all. But I believe you're lying.
Well, then why are you being so against me?
Because you're lying.
I'm not.
I don't like
You
liars.
are.
I fight against liars. I don't like liars. I wish you would be genuine with me.
You're calling me a liar when I'm not.
You are a liar.
What am I lying about?
You said your doctor told you to use an AI voice changer. That's false. That would never happen. A doctor doesn't do that.
Yeah, I'm on the internet and I communicate with people.
Okay,
Makes
so
it
you
easier.
lied.
What do you mean? What did I
You
just lie
said my
about?
doctor said, but your doctor didn't say anything regarding your
My
AI
doctor
voice
did
changer.
say
Your doctor
No.
recommended an AI voice changer?
not an AI voice changer. That's usually the voice changer.
When did they ever tell you that you could try a voice changer? A doctor wouldn't recommend that.
This
It's
is
a
during
doctor.
a therapy session.
Okay, so not a doctor, not your doctor, right?
It is a doctor.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just pointing out this.
You want to like see my health chart or something?
No, I don't. I think you're a troll,
Yeah, I didn't think.
right? Because I'm not sub 100 IQ where,
You're just
where I can
transphobic.
understand what's going on. Anyway, did you have any topic that you wanted to
don't
go over
understand
other
how-
than this nonsense?
Well, now I'd like to go over how it's not gender affirming care to use a voice changer. It helps you feel comfortable in interacting with others on the internet.
Gotcha.
I'm disabled, so I can't really get out of the house. So it makes it easy.
Let me see here. Do you have any thoughts? Let me think here. Are trans women women? Simple question.
Can you say that again?
Are trans women women?
No.
All right. Peace.
How easy. You know, the doctor that recommended an AI voice changer was a doctor in bullshitology. Just so you know.
They can't even hide their transphobia when they're trying to troll.
I think Magus wanted to make a point earlier about
That's crazy.
Vietnam, but he didn't get a chance.
All right. Well, we got some more time. Let's see who we got next. We got Magus, we got Poon, we got Mittens, we got Georgie. That's a lot of... I'm going to roll a dice. All right. So we're going to do 1 for Uncle Magus. 2 for Boop. 3 for Georgie. 4 for Mittens. And we're just gonna share this roll of the dice.
I think you forgot Pion. Silent Pion is also there.
Oh, I did?
There's 5 people, yes.
Oh, I did. Okay, well, let me go ahead and edit that. 5 for Pune. All right. So I'm going to do a 6-sided dice. If it rolls a 6, then we'll re-roll. Okay, it looks like we're 4. Mittens, you're being invited to speak. Wait, hold on. Mittens is underage. All right, I suppose that makes it Poon. We're going to make it Poon.
Yep.
Come on up, Poon. How you doing today? Hold on a sec.
I was doing good.
Give me a sec. Poon, you're being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you? The truth is I'd actually love for us to talk about something, but I just actually wanted to defend those weird sodas because some of them are actually
Uncle
kind of
Lester.
Good. Yes, I know I'm weird, but I'm also that weird. I liked the bacon one when I tried it. Like it was good.
Oh,
it tasted like the fucking little bacon bits you put on salad that aren't really bacon. It just tasted like that, and but I'm the type of guy that could literally eat a stick of butter.
Soda. Okay.
So
was that all you
I don't
wanted
know.
to say?
I just had to stand up for Uncle Lester.
That's quite the name, isn't it? It sounds gross just saying it. Like Uncle Lester.
He sounds like a swinger, you know. And then honestly, the olive one sounds good too. I'm sorry.
Sounds like the uncle that would inappropriately touch people.
Yeah,
family dinners.
Yeah. By the way, we're not going to insinuate that about old Uncle Lester. He just makes gross sodas.
Yeah, of course.
No, he sounds like the guy that I don't know, messes with his pigs. I don't know.
We
should bring Georgie up.
Yeah,
you want to bring Georgie up?
Yeah.
All right. Strat, we should move you back down. Is that okay if I move you down?
Yeah. I'm...
All right, we're gonna. All right, let's put him down. Give me a second.
Are you sure you want to get Georgie?
Yeah, why not?
I know, tough question.
All right, give me a sec. Georgie, you're being invited to speak. Come on up, Georgie.
Oh, hi.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me just say it.
That's all right. Take your time. Yeah.
Georgie, you're being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. What did you want to talk about?
Well, I found the interesting about Dorian. I did post something in the side chat about what certain people have talked about how it is, which is, look, I'm not good with smells, right? And Christmas lilies, I've got a bit of laryngitis. I haven't got a voice changer, don't worry. But smells. So basically, if I go to Christmas or, some sort of celebration, they've got Christmas lilies. Do you know what I mean? The white ones, right? It's like a knife through my head. Instant headache. I have to go and lie down.
Let me see if I can find
So it just brought to mind and I posted something about what they smell and taste like, those Dorian things. Fortunately, I've never had one.
Are you talking about these?
Oh, yeah. My goodness. So I used to work in restaurants when I was studying and everything, and they'd have flower arrangements. And, oh, my God, I was just wondering if anyone else had a problem with, like, I can't wear perfume. Maybe I can wear Cristal or, like, Chanel if I want to, but I can't do it. Just gives me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if other people thought that smells, they're sort of sensitive nose. What's it called? Rhino. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, just brought that to mind. I just wondered if anyone, or even moving on to foods, just can't handle them. But yeah, that's what I thought I'd ask about.
Sure. I mean, like regarding the Christmas lilies or food. What particular food did you
Well,
want to
either.
talk about?
I mean, I'm impressed. I have to say, I'm impressed that you actually had one of those Dorians. Well, I mean, anything really. Certain smells or flavors make people really sick. I'm not talking about pregnant women. I think they sort of crave things like, I don't know, pickles and ice cream and stuff. That kind of, it's weird, But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up as a topic.
Cool.
Because it's problematic for me. I mean, I love the smell of sort of like a beautiful homegrown tomato, or I know I should have said tomato. Sorry, everyone. But yeah, strong perfume, or I mean, obviously, those plants that bloom once every so many years, and they look like they smell like rotten flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone seen one of them?
Yeah, I have. I think you're talking about that rainforest flower that it's like red and it's got like white spots on it, and it's really big. I think it's like considered the world's biggest flower, and it smells of rotting flesh.
Yeah. So it attracts like flies and things like that, so that it feeds itself that way. Fascinating stuff.
It's fascinating. Carnivorous plant, if you will.
Yeah, carnivorous plants, those.
Or insectivorous. I don't know. Is that the word for it, Daniel? I don't know.
I don't know.
Clothes on. They're really quite cute, actually. They've got like teeth and clothes on things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. Thought I'd bring that up. And I thought I'd ask what's been talked about today. Has it been a fun, interesting conversation?
Apologies.
No,
don't
worry about it.
We had a non-Euclidean frog who brought up Sasquatch turning into an anti-trans debate. There was Jixie. They gave a plug. There was GAWD, who said Bigfoot does not exist argument. There was, of course, then a giant debate regarding Uncle Magus, then Jixie and Stratdeck, who thinks that, specifically Jixie, thinks that the United States won Vietnam. Then there is Dylan, who we had a conversation regarding food. LaJarvinet, who was a person who faked being trans while streaming. And then Poon, who discussed further about Uncle Lester's sodas.
Well, that's interesting. Uncle Lester was from the show, wasn't he? Uncle Lester.
Oh no, it's
was
it's a
from.
brand of soda. It's lesser known.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
yes, yes.
and he makes like this really weird soda brands that have a really bizarre flavor profile.
Yeah, bacon flavor soda.
Yeah,
I saw that. That's when I kind of popped in.
it's really gross,
Do you know
in
that-
my opinion.
Yeah, I know. I'll just quickly. I'll just comment on that. Excuse my voice. It's going. I'll comment on that because I thought what came to mind was I used to work for PepsiCo, right? And they've got a huge line of products like sodas and whatnot. And they own Lay's and Tropicana and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm not sure about it. That they sound pretty odd. I have to agree with you, Amanda. But the need for people to actually sell product is insane. I mean, they'll come up with anything. Yeah, like for instance, I worked on end caps. It's not what you think. End caps are the things at supermarkets, right? Yeah, we need to sell Lay's because it's a vegetable Lay's chips.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. They'll go to all levels to sell a product that's different, whether it's healthy, and vitamin water and
yeah,
stuff
they'll sell
like that.
just about anything if they can get away with it, right?
Yeah, and people go, oh, well, that's wacky. I might try it. But for instance, vitamin water and those kind of things have just got just as much sugar as Coca-Cola, and but they make it look like it's healthy.
Yeah.
Or they make it like wacky or fun, and that's what came to mind. I mean, bacon and yeah. What were the other flavors?
Yeah, there was a. I'll pull it back up. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I thought you put the picture up. I mean, that's kind of.
What was he like? Ranch dressing?
Oh my!
Yeah, there was a ranch dressing one. Yeah,
ranch dressing.
They're not okay.
That's
like
what
these are
I thought, mate.
they're honestly like they're
Oh, and the
downright
black olives one.
they're downright offensive. I mean, here, okay.
I mean,
so,
ranch. No, look, I wouldn't go for that one.
Okay, so here
Actually,
we
I
go.
don't
Hold on, let me see if I can get the. Because there's more
full
than
run.
just what I showed you, right? All right, so here we go. Here we go. Here's your choices.
Oh
I'll
dear.
post it on Chrome here.
Where do I?
All right, so we have here
Are you putting? Is it inside? chat or
bacon
not?
soda,
Okay.
buffalo wing soda,
No. Oh no. Are you kidding?
oh no, they're real.
Oh my god.
Sweet corn soda, pumpkin
dear.
pie, ranch
Well, yeah.
dressing soda,
Oh,
and a
that's
peanut butter and
disturbing.
jelly soda.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
They should be illegal though. I don't know.
I mean, I've never heard of that. That's like another dimension.
So I just want to share. Let me see if I can find. I want to just show you like the logo for old Uncle Lester.
So okay, this is great. I'm going to look into it. It's really funny actually.
Hold on, let me.
I mean,
see.
I wonder how well they're going to go. Yeah. Are they going
All
to
right,
take
so
over
here
the
you
world?
go. I'm gonna just show you their logo so you can see it yourself. Here it is.
Oh, here we go.
It's called.
Oh, hang on.
It's not
They
even
do
called
the
Mustard
Uncle. It's not
flavor.
even called Uncle Lester. It's called Lester's Fixins. But let's be honest, right? We need to call it Uncle Lester.
Do you know what that looks like?
He's got the
You
uncle
know-
boldness.
Yeah, I'm interested to know if that's.
Look at him. He's like
maybe a
bacon soda
subsidiary
with
of-
chocolate. What are you doing, Uncle?
No, exactly. No, they have a D's nuts. I saw it, and it's got
What are
the
you
same
doing?
font. A D's nuts. Yeah,
Ah,
Melbourne's. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Wacky product.
Ugh.
Melbourne.
You want a mustard flavored soda, Daniel? Let Uncle Lester hook you up. He gonna hook you up, bro. You want the horchata? Okay. Wait, that actually sounds good. I want that. I want an horchata soda.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. I'll try that one.
So it's
Uncle Lester making the grass soda.
Butter soda. Food flavored soda.
Oh my god.
Freaking Lester. I gotta. You know what I gotta do? I gotta do a stream where I just try all these sodas.
Oh my god.
I just try all the sodas. Huh? Wouldn't that be fun? Subscribe. Subscribe if you guys want to see an exclusive video where I just drink Uncle Lester's sodas.
And then another stream just after that where you're just vomiting everything.
No, a Pepsi test.
I'd try it. Why not? I'd try it. I'll try Uncle Lester's sodas.
You might be very ill.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I've had worse.
Oh, crikey.
Uranium flavored soda.
Yeah.
Golly. Ranch.
We shall call it Chernobyl.
Tastes like lead in the air.
Wow.
Leaded gasoline flavored soda.
Oh, there must be. They're going to go further. Yeah, gasoline soda or. Oh, what
leaded gasoline flavor.
Leaded gasoline.
Leaded gasoline. No. Oh,
Cuban cigar. Okay, so that's a good one.
That's a good
Body
one.
odor soda.
Cuban cigar soda.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of it?
Have you ever
heard of that's like the Tim and Eric skit of cigarette juice?
No.
Have you seen that?
Cigarette juice. Oh my god. So you know what
I
just this image in my mind.
It's this bizarre when people, video. Smoke, right of
but look, you probably don't smoke that much, but it's like when people smoke, especially like in Romania. So let's say you're smoking outside and you have this place where you're putting the cigarette butts, right? And maybe it rains, right? And when it rains in that thing, and then the water just becomes brown, right? From all the cigarette butts.
It's the cigarette juice. Good news, cigarette juice.
In all fairness, Amanda, people did chew it. God.
We gotta pull up the video. Cigarette juice.
Oh, yikes.
All right, we're going to watch it together, guys. Oh, hold on. Is this... Oh, hold on.
Dude, it's horrible.
Hold on.
That shit is horrible.
Here we go.
Can't smoke in here. I know. I'm dying for a cigarette.
These two people, they're dying for a cigarette. And just so you know, the reason why I'm pausing is so that way it's actually can be not copyright stricken.
That's okay. Oh no!
He's coming in with that cigarette juice, boy. Bro, look at it! Look at the tobacco.
Look at the logo.
Pieces of tobacco.
Full of
Tim and Eric, their humor is like top notch.
Oh, drinks! Feed your need for nicotine with this new cool and beverage. Our drink spurts extract the tobacco from real cigarettes.
Oh my goodness! Oh no! Really?
Oh god damn it, dude!
They're from Cinco. They extract the tobacco.
Squeeze to give it that thick brown cigarette taste.
Good news, cigarette juice.
Can't smoke in here.
Oh, good, dude. That's so fucking gross. Funny as fuck.
He's gonna bust out that cigarette juice. We're gonna get ready.
Cigarette juice.
Hi, I'm the character Spaghetti.
Brilliant.
When I'm not smoking, I like to smoke.
Whoever they
when
are.
I can't smoke, I choose cigarette.
I love how he's just like completely covered in tobacco residue and just like fluid, and like his mouth is all red from all the cigarette juice he's drinking.
Do you know what I like? He's in
the nicotine and the tar that
he's in the factory, right?
They're so
And for some reason, I thought organic cigarette juice. That's the next product.
I mean, that shit is organic as fuck.
Good news. Cigarette juice. Anyway, all right. Well, it was nice talking to you,
Thank you
Georgie.
very much.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move you down.
Yeah.
I appreciate you joining in.
Take care.
You know, thank you for coming to the show. Anyway, that was Georgie, everybody, and the cigarette juice. Uncle Lester soda. This is kind of interesting. Like, honestly, like I could probably do like a compilation of like either the talk about food or a compilation of the Vietnam one. These are both solid videos.
Yeah.
Anyway,
by the way, it's like I heard a thing that like in the US, like this soda culture is pretty big, right?
Yeah. Well, hold on. So we got more people who would like to talk. So we're gonna go ahead and invite Boop to speak. Boop, you're being invited to speak.
Hello.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna announce it real quick and timestamp. Boop, you're being invited to speak. How are you doing today?
Okay.
What did you want to talk about?
We're supposed to bring a topic?
Whatever you like. What do you want to talk about?
Earlier
Anything that you
said-
disagree with me on or just want to have a conversation about, we can do it.
Earlier you said you can't go half and half on a pizza.
Oh,
why do you think
for
you can't?
anchovy pizza?
Yeah, half topping.
Yeah, so like the problem is that anchovy is actually so pungent that it'll basically bleed off into the other side of the pizza.
Wow.
It's pretty strong. It's a very, very strong
Oils.
flavor.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, the entire pizza tastes like anchovy. I've tried to do it, and I learned my lesson. I did it only once, and that was it. No more, right? Because it was very clear that people were upset that I asked for half anchovy. Like, even though that, you know, they had a perfectly good other half, and I tried it myself. Like, one of their slices, they were like, bro, your anchovy permeated the entire pizza. And I tried it, and I'm like, holy shit, it did. It did permeate the entire pizza, which is wild. I just never thought that would happen, I guess.
What do you think, are you religious?
No, I'm very much an atheist.
What's the best argument you've ever heard for religion?
Probably like first cause mover is probably at least somewhat cogent. The deist worldview is more cogent. Yeah, I would say those. First cause mover, deism.
You don't align with any of it, though?
No.
You oppose it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you think can drive a person to accept faith in the face of no indication that there's truth to what they believe?
I think people are immensely conscious beings, as in they are painfully aware of their own consciousness. And when you become painfully aware of your own consciousness, it causes you to anthropomorphize or seek purpose in things that are not designed for purpose. Given the fact that you're an intensely conscious being. And so what people will often find quite uncomfortable is an idea that the world is, that things are not designed around you, but rather you're just a product of the things around you, independent of any design or designer. And so we often try to find answers to these things. And what that ends up being is usually an anthropomorphic entity that cares about you.
How do you feel when people tell you that the truth doesn't matter to them, rather their faith is stronger?
I think of them as victims of religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a lot of people that suffer very greatly, whose lives can get a lot better if they weren't religious. But with that being said, I'm not saying that there aren't people that don't benefit from their own religion. In fact, it would not surprise me that there exist people that, should they be convinced out of their own religion, that it could actually cause their very mortality to be at stake.
Right.
Hmm?
Right.
Yeah, like if they framed their entire worldview, like their entire life around it, would be an example of that.
I think people who are lonely seek it for community comfort rather than actual truth.
Maybe. I don't know. It's possible, I suppose. Anything else? What you got for me, Boop?
Nothing too controversial at the moment.
Really? I thought you were going to come at me with some hard hitters. Those are relatively softball.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all you got. No problem. I can put you back on the stage, or if you want the last word, up to you.
That's fine.
Okay. Good talking to you, Boop. All right, let's see here. We got... That was interesting. What did you think of that?
Well, I mean, it was kind of short and sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know. She was a lot less combative than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was expecting a fight.
Yeah. Same. But, sometimes you get surprised.
Yeah. I mean, you've heard my argument of like the beyond space-time argument. Have you heard the anthropomorphization of that which is beyond space-time doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for you or me, but, for other people, it does make sense because, it's the easy answer when you don't have an answer, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very easy to do that, right? It's very easy to think that everything has a purpose. Because we're looking at kids, for example, when they're like really, really small, right? When they don't know that much. And you're asking, it's like, what's the purpose of this rock? Oh, the purpose is for me to sit on it. And that's it, right? The rock has a purpose.
And it's like the rock existed independent of you there to sit on it. Right?
Yeah,
Same
but not
reason
according
why
to
the
them.
universe
Because for
existed
them,
independent of you to exist in it. Or for it to be made.
Yeah, but for them,
you.
the rock exists for them to sit on. That's all. It's like the rock doesn't exist on its own. And I think it's very easy to get into that position where it's like you can't just see this universe being purely mechanistic, right? There has to be something beyond, right? There has to be like a purpose that's not up to you.
Yeah. I have the same exact problem for sure. I mean, like, this is kind of why I tacitly remove, like, even like the deist argument doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I think about what it would mean to be beyond space-time, whatever that is, it would be extremely foreign to us. We wouldn't understand anything regarding that, right? Because we only understand things in a temporal way, and we also only understand things in a way that coincides with the universe. So, basically within the particles of space-time, does like our basic concepts of logic exist? So if I, for example, remove the fabric of space-time and then invoke a first cause mover, entity of some kind, if that thing existed beyond space-time, it would be so foreign to us. I mean, could we even call that our God? Like, what would that be like? Like, what if there was just like some endless frame of existence that is unchanging and doesn't think about us at all, is not a mind. It simply makes a universe out of random probability, and it's not in a temporal way. Every universe it did create would make, and it did make, all at the same frame of existence. Is that what you would call God? Because that would be a really bizarre definition for God. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, people had like all sorts of definitions for God. And even today, it's like you're gonna keep meeting people that have like their own special flavor of what they think God is. I mean, just think about it. In the past, we used to call the sun a god, right? Like the literal sun was a god. The earth was a god. It's a goddess, right? Like Gaia. So, like we call all sorts of things God if we don't understand them enough. And the moment we kind of understand what they are, it's like they stop being mysterious and they lose any anthropomorphic attributes.
Well,
basically,
I mean,
not just like thunder, as I was
that's the
talking
problem.
earlier,
It's
right?
beyond space-time. There can be nothing anthropomorphic about it. It literally it doesn't make any sense. There are things within space-time that aren't very anthropomorphic, but the one thing is that they're similar in the sense that it operates under the same physical mechanics that, we humans derive off of. I mean, rocks, for example, are made of silicon. It uses four-way bonds in order to make the chain of silicon. And the problem is that it's the same exact, kind of framework that's going on regarding carbon, where it's the same four-way bond, or a similar four-way bond. It's operating under the same, strict mechanistic rules. And I guess like my problem is like, okay, well, we would consider it silly to anthropomorphize a rock. So how silly do I think it is that you're anthropomorphizing something that is beyond space-time? It literally makes no sense. No matter how many times I try to wrap it around my brain, it just makes no sense. What do you think of that, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense for you. But there's a lot of people for which it does make sense because they've been told that's the case. They've been told there's this imaginary, I mean, not imaginary, but invisible creating force that's also a thinking agent that wants to have a personal relationship with them. But apparently he goes to another universe or something because he's never here for us to see it. And that force is beyond space and time.
Non-Euclidean
right? That's
tells
how
me that was just intellectual vomit, but I feel like I again, said a cogent argument. Like, let me try to make it in a way that's not like using big words. Okay. We don't think rocks are like humans, right? We think rocks are rocks, right? And that they're not like humans, right? Hell, even if, say, if I painted a face on the rock, it would be silly to assume that it's a human, right? Okay. Well, rocks exist inside the universe, right? They don't exist outside of the universe. And within the universe, there's this thing called the space-time fabric. And the space-time fabric is like this interwoven thing that makes itself, or it makes matter appear, right? So like if there's like a vibration in the space-time fabric, it can make, say, for example, a carbon atom, right? That uses the same a four-way bond structure. So that's great, right? It's awesome. And the humans operate in that same realm, the same universe. Okay, does that make sense, non-Euclidean? Why doesn't it make sense? I try to make that as clear as possible.
I just think he's being a contrarian, not that he's not understanding it.
I'm literally trying to make it where it's like I'm not using big words. I'm trying to make it like easier so it's not like Anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
no, he's just being a contrarian. And the thing is like, look, there's nothing that says, it's not a logical impossibility for there to be this force that is outside space and time that creates space and time. Okay, obviously that's the reason you can't disprove deistic God, right? Because you can't disprove that there's no such a thing.
I can't disprove it, but even
because
if we
there's
assume if something is there, right, beyond space-time, it's a huge problem in the sense that it's likely not going to be thinking like us or caring about, like, it's beyond space-time. It's completely unknown to us. We would not understand, even if we even saw it, we would not understand what we are looking at. It would make no sense.
Yeah, I think the better way to put it would be there's no reason for us to assume that that force would be a thinking agent whatsoever. Like
Exactly.
zero reasons to assume that. And I think this is actually the claim of all religious people, right?
Yeah.
All religious people, I mean, not all, but like the vast majority, right? They're saying that there is this force resides outside of space-time, and it's also a thinking agent. So I have no idea what they're basing it on, because there is no evidence to suggest that, even if it's not logically impossible, right? Logical possibility is just like the easiest bar to pass. Okay, something not being logically impossible doesn't mean it actually is possible.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
So yeah, they're kind of failing at these things, and it all boils down to just fate, right? And then you're gonna have like these apologists like C.S. Lewis, for example, that go into more like esoteric ways of doing it, but eventually all these arguments just go to like circularity or just dogma,
For sure. Anyway, well, that was a good conversation. Looks like we are actually done for the week. I'm curious as to what I want the video to be. Should I just do both?
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah. It doesn't take you too long to edit them and everything.
So food discussion, and then the discussion on, let's see here. Jixie thinks USA won Vietnam. My prediction is the food discussion will actually do better than the Vietnam one. In terms of
it
views.
depends on whether or not people like to hear somebody talking
about food
while screaming into the microphone. No, about how America is the greatest. America can never lose. America is the best, numero uno.
Yeah.
America can do no wrong.
Anyway,
basically.
Good talk, y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for joining. I do this every single Thursday. So I recommend subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. And we'll have discussions. Sometimes I just like to do some gaming where it's no, debates or anything. It's just gaming, having fun. And hope to see you around. Thank y'all very much.